leaving the fans wanting.
For everybody who is watching, Tracy just made a joke that you broke your boyfriend, or I broke my boyfriend, is the plot of Naruto, the anime. I was going to say, I'm glad you said that, and not that's the plot of a porno I watched.
I
didn't want that to be the first comment of just like, I'm glad you said that instead of
that is about 15 steps down from the cold open we almost had.
So we're good. Anyways, I got a message that I'm encoding frames, so we are starting. Welcome to the Ilderon Tales. We are a little bit behind tonight, just because we shifted the session time, and I didn't post anything about it that we were. So for everybody who is watching or watching this later, please and thank you. For everybody else, welcome to the Ilderon Tales. This is Group C Through the Heart, Episode 7. And, whew, it's been a hot second since we've met. Oh, I just realized... No, I don't. I was going to say, I just realized I should have read last session's recap, but I don't need to because it was Constor Stonebreaker. Alright, so,
we got in a fight, we hurt some dudes, Grax's sword is broken.
Yeah.
I want to interrupt you real quick with, I am the champion of Apex Legends. Good night.
Congratulations. But yes, tonight we are playing Dungeons & Dragons, contrary to popular belief. It is a storytelling role-playing game. Everything you are going to see tonight is live storytelling, and everything else, everything is unscripted. Everything else.
Brandon, what part of the script are you on? I'm on page 3, and you're way further ahead.
Whoa! Don't tell them. Don't tell them.
What's my motivation for this?
I need to practice my first line.
Alright, you guys ruined it. We're not playing Dungeons & Dragons tonight. We're done. Everybody go home. Everybody go home.
I am home. We're playing this over the internet from our home.
Okay, good night.
Oh man, you guys have homes?
Alright. So that, and then the world is a homebrewed world. Go to www.ilderontales.com if you want to learn more about it. And finally, if you're
really hard on it.
Yes.
How many L's is that?
There's only one L in it. ILDERON Tales.com. And
you mean
we really want to emphasize that there's only one.
Yes, there's only one.
Otherwise, look up twotales.com to see the tales from Sonic the Hedgehog.
Listen, 2 tails, 1 cup. Alright.
No! Alright.
Which leads us to our next point. If you're under the age of 14, please consult your parents before watching tonight.
14? I'd say at least 30.
I need an adult. Alright.
I am an adult.
Before we get started tonight, does anybody have a question about the world for a tidbit?
Yeah.
I want to make a joke, but I'm not sure if it should be made.
This
probably shouldn't.
This is your group's once a chance session to learn something that you've always wanted
I need to learn something.
That's not a question.
Transition.
That's not a...
Ooh.
Teach me.
Rob, did you have something?
Kind of. Do the Brindore Shadow Knights ever let non-elves become part of their ranks?
Okay, and Tracy, were you going to say something? Because I'll let the...
Yeah, I was just going to say, if you could give me, the smallest recap of where my my little half-man has gone.
Oh, we're going to do the recap before we get started. This is unrelated or related to your guys' story. I've just gotten comments in the past that there's so much to the world and so much that I keep hidden, and that people would like to know more about the world and setting. So I'm trying not to be so secretive with information.
George R. Martin.
Yeah, exactly. Don't ask what's beyond the Shadow Isles.
We were just talking about him, actually.
Alright, let's not railroad. Let's not railroad.
Alright, so, the Brindori Shadow Knights, do other people ever join their ranks? I feel like I could just say, like, I've never thought about that in depth, but I feel like I could just answer that with no. Like...
Rob, your own profile picture answers your question.
Well, I was just curious, because, you know, our big bad supposedly is the Fifth Ascended, who supposedly uses this kind of magic. And I don't think he's ever been depicted as not as an elf.
Yes. So, well, that actually kind of brings us in a little bit into Darindar. I will expand on that very quickly. So, if for whoever here remembers the first book of this campaign, very, very long ago in the way, way dark times of this channel when things were awful and we did stream sessions on Google Hangouts, Group B met a lady named Effie Freedomfall. Or not Group B, Group 2 met a lady... named Effie Freedomfall. She was investigating a cult that started in Darindar, following somebody named the Fifth Ascended, in that he had stumbled on and learned Elven secrets. Brindori Shadow Knight secrets specifically. He is a human, but he is not a Shadow Knight. How he acquired the knowledge he has, no one is really certain. Moving on from there, though, more specifically answering Rob's question, in that same group, and then other groups later found out, there was a young elf named Nyla Loonfall, who was a former Brindori Shadow Knight, like a very powerful and strong and talented assassin. She was completely exiled from her culture and her nation simply for falling in love with somebody of a different race. Because the Shadow Knights are kind of like cultural protectors of Alian too. So yes, to answer your question, they do not allow other people to become Shadow Knights officially. And yeah, we'll jump into the session from there. So recap of last session. Altus running off in the night. I'm pretty sure that happened the session before. So the party is traveling from the capital city of Ardor towards the crossroad town of Darindar. From Darindar, they're heading to a place called Bika Hold. While they were camping and while they were resting from travels on their second night, or their first night, I believe, they noticed fires in the distance of somebody was following them. That was not new information to the party, as they knew they were being trailed by at least 2 different groups. And the fires that were on the horizon signified that. In the night, Altus snuck off and tracked one of the fires to find Nefano there, the apprentice of his Dark Master that has been tracking and trying to kill Altus. Altus fought him to a standstill, got a lucky crit, and barely won the spell duel, sending Nefano hobbling away, and Altus coming back victorious with only slightly burned spell slots. From there, the party... The party rested up, and in the morning, they noticed there was a Dwarven company approaching them, and on the hillside, the Dwarven company had set up a ballista and, siege equipment, and in that siege equipment, a ballista. An entire ballista aimed at the party. The leader of the Dwarven company identified himself as Constor Stonebreaker, and said that they were recently hired as a fallback to capture Lydia, and they were the Overkill Squad. They tried to get Lydia out of the camp before they fired their ballista on the camp. The party faked, I think it was Netra? Or no, it's Fravia who pretended to be Lydia.
Actually, I'm gonna interrupt you real quick, I'm sorry. We didn't pretend, she just waved and he assumed that she was Lydia.
Yeah, yep, that was it. He asked, which one of you is Lydia? And Netra and Fravia both waved. And then he told his ballista person to start firing on the hillside where all of your non-combat NPCs were. And yeah, it was pretty terrifying. They almost died, but some of them, well, they were able to get out of the way of the ballista fire after a couple bolts. The party got engaged in combat to Constor and eventually beat Constor, not before Constor was able to sunder Stormbreaker, Lumagrax's magical sword. And after a back and forth in combat, Constor recognized he was defeated and yielded. Well, Constor's wife yielded, which then prompted Constor
We killed
to yield.
him.
Yeah.
We killed him, his wife resurrected him,
Face
and
didn't
then
yield to my fists, that's why he yielded.
Yeah, exactly. And we are going to pick up from there. It is after the fight. You guys have looted the camp. And
we talked about future investments, like him buying a second ballista. He absolutely should. They're really cool.
And I believe we stopped at the gates of Darindar.
Yeah, I think that's what we agreed on.
Okay. It is the 30th of Hunter. Everybody's damage from the fight with Constor is still standing because it's only been a hour or so.
Right, let me check what my HP is. I'm still at max HP.
Oh, I've had 2 instances of this going on, and boom. Okay. I don't like this music. It's too loud.
Please don't stop it. Please don't stop it. Please don't stop it.
I need new suspense music. It's been a while. I don't actually have a page for Darindar. I was making it, but for the entirety of the session, I'm just going to hold up the map of Darindar to the webcam, and just, there we go. This is how we're going to play tonight. No, I'm kidding. If you guys look in Group C's channel, I posted a map of the city of Darindar, and I'll open this on the stream for a second so people can see my notes of it. And we will then take off from there, and I will make pages as needed, or if I find them. Nope. I was going to say I could save this to my computer and upload it to Roll20, but then it's going to be a crappy JPEG quality. Anyways, alright, you are in Darindar. It is the 30th of Hunter. It is mid-morning, but it is the early part of mid-morning. It is going into mid-morning. The party is going to be at the eastern gate of Darindar. There are approaching the camp, are approaching the town. This is something I was not able to described before. Approaching the town, outside the city walls of Darindar are the roads leading in and out of this place. And actually, I lied. You're at the southeast gate. All the roads leading in and out of this place, there are going to be tent cities and encampments all around Darindar, expanding out in each direction. But it is not like full circles of these tents going out around Darindar. They're patchy. There's let's see.
Patchy. Attack helicopters.
Well, if you imagine the circle as the city, where you'd expect a encampment of soldiers to be kind of like this purple circle of just growing out around the city. Instead, it's these tent cities are kind of patchy. There's a huge swath of them to the south, just west of your road, and then there's another swath of them over here, and then there's another little group of them, and just as you're approaching in, there doesn't seem to be any rhyme or reason to how these temporary structures have been set up. And you can see there are a lot more that are abandoned. that are either in disrepair, wind has blown down, the elements has came to, they've been picked over. Some of the tarps and leathers are molding over from mildew. And just walking towards the town, you can see people inside of these encampments aren't exactly in the best of conditions as they just watch your group moving through. That said, Darndar still bustles with trade. Once you get into the city wall, of course, there are caravans and people moving along the roads. Darndar is built into a forest, so a lot of the town is there are large swaths of trees and parks in the middle of the town that just occupy large portions of it. Through the forested town, occasionally you can see buildings, inns, towns, fortresses just rising through the tree lines. You are on the southeast of town. There are a handful of buildings around you, a couple merchant stalls, and people moving along the roads. There's a large inn. I forgot the name of it, but I'll look it up in a second. What do you guys want to do?
Can we talk to the tent people?
Oh, okay, yeah. So before you even get into the city gate,
there are haves and have-nots. We probably have not a reason to talk to the tent people.
No, these are the people that they run around the sewers like Dusty. He knew a lot of stuff.
I mean, they're probably displaced war refugees because we're in the middle of a civil war.
Exactly. They could tell us what's going on in the city. They're just.
I'm gonna rule all of this conversation is happening in character.
That's fine.
No,
guys, don't worry. I'm not here. Let's not ask the guy who knows how to ask other people like him.
Yeah, he smells like them. They'll think he's one of them.
You know what? Fuck you guys.
I'm not happy Tracy's back. I'm kidding.
Just gonna walk over and it's like, hey, fellow refugee blowing in. What's the latest news on your end? Up there, it's not fun.
Okay. I was looking for my Darndar paper, but I am going to respond to that. Let's see. So the closest encampment you are going to see. Let's roll a die for how many people are here. Yeah, there's going to be 6 people at this camp, and they are huddled around a fire, and they are roasting some sort of a hunted creature. They're going to look over at you, and there's a halfling there. He is going to speak up, and he's going to speak up and say, I came south, hoping to trade in Darndar. I didn't expect to find all of these camps ravaged. I'm not actually one of the refugees, but it's unfortunate that your situation's so grim, my friend.
You said he's specifically a halfling?
Yes, he is.
Okay, so I'm going to talk to him in the halfling language. In all honesty, we were coming down for our own little personal mission, and we were recently attacked by a band just north of here. We were able to fight them off and get away, or south of here. Able to fight them off, but they're still hanging around. We didn't kill them. So if you're planning on heading that way, I'd be careful, friend.
He's going to nod and say, oh, thank you. And he's responding in halfling too, and he's going to say, I run a cloth caravan. It's parked inside the of the city walls right now, but I appreciate the knowledge. I will be heading south to Southwind eventually.
Alright, well, safe travels. Anyway, You've been in the city for a while, right? Where would be a good place to just check in? Take stock. Maybe get a drink for weary travelers.
He is going to think for a moment and say, "Well, there's a couple inns inside the city. Darndar is visited and frequented by quite a few. There's the Hasty Stable Boy in the south. But if you want a nice place, somewhere fit for a lord, well...
How about someplace fit for a refugee with enough gold for a decent drink?"
He's gonna, like, grit his teeth with, like, that awkward smile and say, "Ooh, well, the wench's wink over on the eastern side of town might fit your taste."
Wench's wink, got it. Thanks, friend. And I head back to them, and it's like, listen, we're refugees, we're not diplomats. Just keeping that. That's our story until it becomes relevant.
Alright, you just storm off from him. He looked like he was still talking to you. He's gonna, like...
Oh, did he? I'm sorry.
No. He's gonna, like, raise a hand as, like, you start walking away and say, "Farewell! Farewell!"
Oh.
He says the first farewell in Halfling and the second in Common.
Thanks, friend. Safe travels. He's like, okay, come on, let's go.
Is he still looking at us?
just shut up. Go. All right. Listen. Our cover story is that we're refugees. We don't mention that we're diplomats until like it becomes relevant.
As you're walking away, Roman, you're gonna hear him turn and start talking to some of the people at the camp and say, "Do you ever feel like you're just an NPC in somebody's life?" I'm kidding. He doesn't.
Roman's gonna nod. No,
Wow.
You coming or what, traitor?
I'm kidding.
Ooh, for still going
Did he say relevant things, or was that just for the joke?
It's for the joke.
No, that was for the joke. That's
Okay.
Well, you know, I'll roll your percentage die. Does he say relevant things?
My God.
No, he doesn't say anything relevant.
Okay.
All right. What do you want to do?
What do our supplies look like? We got ballisted this morning.
Go to the witch's wink.
I've got sack packs.
Yeah, let's.
Come on, Altus. You, me, witch's wink.
Yeah, I'm kind of down for the end.
Additional wink, like wait.
Alright, so let's see. The party is walking into the southern gate. The gate of this town is going to be open. And, well, I guess actually the north would still have a good amount. No, actually they wouldn't. There's going to be one keeper here, just like checking caravans as they come into town. As each of you walk into town, obviously you guys have no cart or anything. He just inspects you, nodding. There are more people flowing in and out of this gate than like this one keeper can handle. But yeah, you are on the southeast side of town. There are a collection of buildings around you. You see, obviously, the inn that the halfling pointed out, the Hasty Stable Boy, and that is not the one you want to go to. In the middle of the town, everybody can see a fort rising out of the tree line. It is built into a hill.
I'm gonna go pick pockets later.
Do I still have my donkey with me, correct? Or no, he died, didn't he?
No, I ruled he died in the crossbow bolt. Or the ballista bolt.
Okay, I will worry about that later. He can have his happiness for now. I want him to really feel it when I pull him back.
Damn.
You've been summoning me as like a griffin. I know. I'm
down to go.
It is from here to Beaka Hold.
How far is it from here to Beaka Hold? It was like a day and a half, I believe. Wait! Ha! There's a map! on foot. Let's see. So from Darindar to Beakahold is going to be about 2 days of travel.
Think of all the XP we could get from killing things and going into a ruin and releasing ancient evils.
Hold on, wait. This map's more accurate because it's got hexes. It's 1 day of travel.
I'm down for looting ruins. Evils,
very specific.
So
what will the evils pay me to release?
They will pay you with probably a very swift death.
Probably gonna say no then.
So if we, and this is all I guess it could be, no, this would be accurate. So it's 1 day, so like, if we hustled our very hurt asses out of here, we could make it tonight?
You're very hurt asses. I wanna.
Well, I mean,
that.
Well, no, you could not. It's actually just it's just under a day and a half. But if you hustled traveling, you could get there in a day. But today, so much of the day has passed, there's no way you get there by nightfall.
Okay, so maybe getting a night's sleep is probably just for the best.
I mean, it's not like Constor's following you.
I'll kill him.
Well, you did, and you guys revived him.
Did I ever give Roman that the glove?
Let's do that in
the Infinity
character.
Gauntlet?
Bravey, did somebody get Constor's glove?
Oh, right. I give you the calendar. I know I got it, but I didn't get any information on it. Being Constor's glove.
I have a large bag of gold in my inventory. Lol.
Mm-hmm. All right. So Fravia's handing him the glove.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh wait, did we actually get him to give us his gauntlet of breaking shit?
I'm calling that the Stonebreaker.
Yes. We got it from him. He gave it to us.
Got it. We totally legitimate means, willingly, definitely didn't loot his corpse.
I'm gonna do this in
He lived.
character real quick.
Okay.
Why do I have a very nice dress?
I don't know. Oh wait, no, you're saying that in character. Okay, so hold on. Let me think of Gilcina is going to look at it. Do you pull it out?
Yeah, I pull it out.
It's a little bit too big for her.
Players can't be choosers, Gelsina.
It is a perfect fit for Lathy as they take it from your hands. And it's like, where did you? They begin tugging over it.
Ladies,
I don't know why I have
both
this.
of you fit in it.
It,
Right, let me rephrase that. Could either of you, can both of you even wear it?
it looks like it could fit Lathy, and Lathy is going to tug on it and say, I don't have any clothes that look nice for this new body. Gilcina is going to say, I've never worn a dress without mud on it.
Actually,
I can just buy you 2 clothes.
Actually, very, very relatable topic. I happen to know of someone who's selling a lot of cloth. And other such things. Perhaps clothes. Put
I
together.
could upgrade the
can't
stack packs.
No, the sack packs are good as they are. They're made of the luckiest material we can get.
Can you sew?
As a matter of fact, yes.
Oh.
Same. You know how hard these sack packs are to make?
You guys know, Taylor, listen, I make my own bombs and shit. You think I didn't learn how to make casings that's safe for it?
I can make booze and cook meals. It doesn't mean I know how to, find books.
Look, I can make a horse that hates its existence.
As you guys are talking and debating, Gilcina is going to pull out her spearhead, and She is going to run it up the middle of this dress, cutting it in half.
No, Lacey, why?
Somehow.
I was gonna go for that joke, Lacey.
Gilcena's gonna say, fair's fair, as she holds half the dress. Lethe throws her half.
Why? Question. Why are you like this? Why do you willingly give yourself to our
We're the worst murder dads
Why?
ever.
Why do you just like
Wrong person.
you just roll over?
Taking this to bitch at somebody that isn't Lydia. Get your NPCs straight, damn it.
Sorry, you all uninterest me.
Oh,
to say.
see, this is what I was worried about. This is why I wanted to stop this from happening. Now nobody's happy.
Gilcena waves around her bit of the dress like a flag and says, I'm happy.
Never mind.
Good for you.
Kelsey's
Hey.
happy.
Alright.
I'm not.
Oh,
Poor
Roman.
Lacey.
Yes.
I believe you have some money, hopefully.
Well, kind of.
Let's see if we can get them some clothes.
I have like 100 ruby pieces or something.
Let's hold off on getting...
I've got 34 gold.
Well, I don't know how much things are gonna cost here.
Oh, there's refugees like everywhere. It can't be too bad.
I can always just
Because
steal
refugee
someone's
is a thing that makes me think that, like, supplies are in demand and
Exactly.
prices are good, quality's the thing.
We can ask the innkeeper.
Alright, where do you guys want to go?
To the bridge.
Alright. So, Dusty and Altus want to head to the other inn. Roman wants to stay in this town square and die. How about everybody else?
Actually, I do need to pick up new. I need more alchemist supplies, and I would like to
Sure?
start
Or
working
a
on a
tent?
project. What? No, please. I'm used to sleeping out. I can make myself look like a bush. That'll be a pansy.
I'm wet and I'm hurt.
And you're,
Oh,
you
so strong.
forgot the most important thing.
Let's go secure some rooms for the night. Then we can go about town and get what we need.
Alright.
Did you miss that dry humor?
Which of... Here's an easy question. Which inn do you guys want to go to? There's a strong push towards the Wench's Wink.
So, I'm going to put it this way. I'm inclined to go to a different one because there's a strong push for that one, given who is pushing. But at the same time, splitting the party only results in danger.
I'll let you ride there. I'll let you ride there on my donkey.
I'll let everybody else decide. Guys, then what's your idea? Huh? You're smart.
Alright, so actually I need to roll you guys a percentage
Oh, I
die.
thought you were gonna say combat check.
Oh, cool combat.
Guys, and just turns around, slits her throats.
I'm tired of fighting with myself. So.
Gaizen is going to just like look at the forest canopy of this town and say, I don't like all these trees in the middle of the town. It seems like they haven't had time to log the place. I don't
I'm
want
gonna
to
say we weren't talking about trees.
And again, he's gonna say, I don't want to be on the lowlands. The city wall gets overrun. That guard can't keep people out. He points to the hasty stable boy and says, and will be the first one to go. He points towards the fort in town that is built on a hillside in the center of the town. Going to say, I'd rather look for some place to stay by the highlands. Yo, Jackal, yeah, can you go to... There you go.
No? Yes?
So, Where is this, other place you were going to, Dusty?
Witch's Wink, I think, is the name of the bar that was mentioned.
Do you know where it is?
I do not, but I'm sure we'll find.
Cool.
Could always ask them. No one.
I guess I guess some nice bystander.
Alright. Just asking where the 3 inns are in town. They are going to... They're going to say the... Obviously, the Hasty Stable Boys here, but the Witch's Wink is on... Witch's Wink is on the far east or western side of town. And he is going to inform you that it is not a very good neighborhood. It is.
Oh, that's perfect.
Yeah, it is the area of town where the forest is the thickest, and the guards don't ever frequent. But he is
I'm loving this place more and more.
He is going to look at Lydia and suggest going northwards because
Don't you be eyeballing my Lydia.
no, I'm just trying to, since we're not role-playing this, I'm trying to organically, tell you how this, plays out. But he's going to suggest Lydia head northwards, eyeing her holy symbol, and suggesting that a couple followers of the Wills have set up inside of town recently. But yes, those are your directions.
So, here, west, or north?
Mm-hmm.
No, I definitely want to visit there now.
Seems like we'd want to go north.
We definitely don't.
Sounds of it.
We definitely want to go to the witches here now.
Because the other place is in a really seedy part of town filled with a bunch of trees.
It's perfect!
You do know you have assassins all of them, right? And while we know Constor was the most recent one, who knows how many others left?
See, you're applying logic to this situation, Fravia. You have to remember that Dusty is himself a criminal element.
Sorry, I'm still new to you guys.
I'm criminally insane.
And that's why we're together. But no, actually, I have some very specific ingredients I'm looking for, and that sounds like the place I need to start looking for information on where to get them. And it's totally legitimate, and you should not ask any more questions about it.
Yeah, that's why I insisted on going to the part of town without guards. Cool. Anyways, I think we're gonna go north. You can go die in the criminal hellhole.
Lil Haran is going to speak up and say, "Well, I think it could be. I think it could be good for us to split up. You guys secure rooms, and we can touch base with this faction of the Wills."
I'll be right back. I need to go do something.
So, just to note, is there a third tavern, or like a third inn?
There was, but Dusty never got the name of it. The guy was like, "Oh, if you want someplace fit for a nope, give me the cheapest place." Oh, okay.
No, but wait, did the guy tell me about the third one that I had?
Yeah,
No, he told you. He told you where the Winch's Wink was, and then he suggested there was followers of the Wills in the north part of town.
I'm gonna use this time to go ahead and re-summon Shiazro.
Okay.
He's been dead.
And the donkey.
So, I guess our options are to do that. I don't know if there's another inn in town besides these two. There's probably one. Seems big. Guyson isn't exactly fond of this thing's defensibility, but I don't think the other one's any better.
It seems worse, actually, considering it's covered in forests. We could easily have assassins hide in the trees, ambush us. No guards go there. It'll be easier for anyone to cause trouble.
Lydia is going to say, well, how about the Ililnagians head north and the Ardorians head eastward? Or head westward.
You want me to babysit these two, don't you?
You do. Okay, so Brax and Fravia
And
to go eastward, I guess.
well, this is under the assumption that Dusty has already started walking in that direction.
Well, this is I'm just more my thing is more about the distribution of labor there. It's like, do you know our only two Ardorians are Grax and Fravia, right?
And she's going to nod and say, but with Altus and Dusty, it should be competent enough.
I'm gonna turn to Fravia. Are you
There's a
okay
lot.
with that?
There's a lot of faith.
Lydia is going to look to Roman and say, look, you don't know what either of them have been through. They got out of Visseldread. They're worth keeping around. They're beyond worth keeping around.
If you say so.
I kind of made it out of it. It's out of character quick.
Well,
I mean-
I guess we'll go to this winch's wink just to take a look.
Turns to Grax. Are you okay with this?
Correct.
Not because I have issues with allowing trying to keep Dusty and Altus from killing themselves, but because that means you'll be away from a little Haran for a minute, not hours. I don't say that, but that's what I'm thinking. Oh god, Taylor's dead. No!
Oh,
Shattered every sword, crushed his spirit.
He's
Tail-
AFK.
oh, okay. Oh yeah, you did say be
That
right back.
decision has been made for him.
Yep, he is going. All right. Gelsina is going to join the group heading westward, sticking her tongue out at Lethe. Lethe is a little Nagian, and she is going to head northwards.
I want to make it noted that I am as well writing Shiazro.
Okay.
Having common banter.
I would like to be noted that I'm from the Tide Gate, and I am considering that separate from being a little Nagian.
All right. So the way the party is
Lydia anyway, so it doesn't matter.
the way the party is split. Lydia, Geisen, Lil Haran, Lethe, Roman,
Am I the
and
only player character in this group?
Well,
yes.
I would say Netra, but
Oh yeah.
Where's Netra?
Yeah. Let's see. Netra is gonna go.
Probably with the group because I don't think she'd leave Lethe.
Yeah. No.
And
Netra is
confused
actually
with
going to go westward, believing that Dusty is going to need her help. Lethe's in good hands. All right. Netra goes westward. So then the group heading westward is going to be Fravia, Lumagrax, Dusty, Altus, Netra, and Gelsina. Oh, that's almost an even split. There's what, 11 of you, and that's 6 heading that way and 5 heading the other.
Look how safe we are.
Yeah, that's arguably might be the more dangerous part of town. Okay, which group would you guys like to handle first?
Hey, I'm back. What I meant.
We decided the split. The Ililnagians are headed north. The rest of the party is headed west.
Where specifically?
You guys are heading to the to the Winch's Wink, the party that's heading west, and the group that is heading north heard that there is a faction dedicated to the Given Wills that has set up inside a town.
Okay.
All right, so which group do you guys want to handle first? Otherwise, I'll just roll. All right.
I'm down with our group.
Okay. All right. Hey, Taylor.
Present.
You are heading westward. You are the group split in half, and you are heading to the Winch's Wink to secure rooms for your party. All right. Heading to the west side of town. This is where the canopy of trees gets even thicker. You guys are going to notice there, as you are going this direction, you get to a central road in the town where pretty much all the caravans are either heading south or north. But walking on feet, the paved road becomes cobblestone and then trails of gravel through this part of town. Heading through to one more crossroad, you are going to see a hastily constructed building. It occupies the whole corner, leaning over this crossroads of roads. The sign is going to be partially fallen off, but it is still bolted on by one screw. Reading it vertically, you can see the name Winch on it. The wink is not there. Inside, let's see how populated this place is. You guys are not inside of it yet. Inside, though, you can hear inside, you can't really hear anything. There are people here, obviously, because there is lights on inside this building. It's 4 floors tall, but it's just quiet.
I want to investigate the local area real quick. Mostly, like, does it look like anything went down, or?
Okay, go ahead.
Oh, didn't mean to have advantage on, but we'll take the first one.
All right. Looking around this area, actually, this part of town looks a little abandoned. Obviously, there are some forges here, and occasionally you might see a smith in the distance working on something. But the other buildings around here don't really have any any torches or any lights on or anything coming out of the hearths, even though it is, the cold early part of spring in the early morning. Something probably did happen on this side of town. Although, just looking around, you don't have enough information to figure out what, but just your investigation of did something happen here? These buildings are still maintained enough that it had to have been recent wherever, these people went.
I guess I'm gonna just go ahead and go into the bar.
I mean, there's bound to be people in there, and not looking like we're about to be ambushed.
All right. Walking into the bar, there is, and this is something that is in every Ardorian building. There is a section right here at the front. There are several bookshelves and tattered journals on them, and some nice journals. And there are the symbols of the 4 Ascended over it. This is an area for people who, adventurers, to deposit their stories to share with others. Because in Ardor, your story is your song, is your history, is your life, is your afterlife, etc., etc. And there's a man perusing it as you step in, and he looks back at you and just goes coughing over half the party as he turns back his attention over to the bookshelf. There's a couple more people inside of this tavern. It is fairly empty. As you step in, people look up and they avoid eye contact with you, just kind of looking back down, going back to their tasks. The bartender is going to just be polishing a glass. He kind of shoots a look at the party for a second, and then looks away.
This seems like a nice place.
Yep. All right. Well, Dusty's is gonna head up to the bar and it's like, "Hi, just a cup of ale to start with."
I'm going to listen around for information.
All right.
Fravy's just gonna look around the room.
Fravia is getting looks. Definitely looks. Fravia, the more you look around the room, every time you turn to somebody, like they're looking at you, and then like they avert their gaze. And it's not only you, it's Netra too. The bartender is going to put the glass he's polishing down on the he's going to put the glass he's polishing down on the bar in front of Dusty, and then
And then Dusty is going to get them. I assume it's like a copper or silver.
yeah, he's going to start pouring something for you.
And then, so instead of a copper or silver, I'm going to put down like a single gold and like just kind of show it between my fingers. And in Thieves' Cant, I'm just going to say, I'm also looking to acquire some other supplies.
He's going to shake his head and say, times for looking around, like, times for looking for that stuff around here aren't good.
Does he reply back in Thieves' Cant, or?
He is...
This is
yes, he does. And he's going to take the gold as he's pouring your cup and say...
I'll let him.
and he's going to say, "Son yet's parked in town. Can't believe the damn crow let them."
Who's the crow? Just assume this whole conversation's in Thieves' Cant.
And he's going to say the hold lady, Croesus. He gestures northwards. Says, Darndar's always been free about. Darndar's always been free. That's it. Free. You can come, you can go, you can roam as you please, you can bring what you want, you can leave when you want.
I thought we were going for a rap here for a second.
No.
I was kind of expecting like a cadence to an end of that, but alright.
Is this a musical episode?
Yeah.
You lost your tip, sir.
He's gonna look at he's gonna look at Netra and Fravia and say, "Just get your mark, whoever you came in here to drag out today, and take them."
Are we allowed to take people?
They're a bit
He's
of a
speaking
complicated-
in Thieves' Cant.
No, I'm gonna look back to them and it's like they're a bit of a complicated story. We're not here to drag anyone off tonight. Depends. Is anyone willing to get is anyone paying for someone in here to get dragged off?
He's gonna say, "Damn paladin's been raiding this place every day."
And where are they being holed up right now, specifically?
He's gonna look at you and say, "You mace licker. You're with them. You should know."
Trust me, I'm not. They're here to watch me. I'm gonna ditch them shortly, but I happen to have very specific skills and very sticky fingers. If they took something, you know, just saying.
He is gonna think about it and say, whole damn army, or whole damn town marched south and died inside of the capital last month. I heard the Sun Yith's making base out of old guard tower, the northeast side of town.
Alright, I'll look into that. I'll take my 2 unwanted friends and thanks for the ale. And with that, Dusty kind of finishes it, puts it down, and basically spins around on his chair, gets off, and is like, "Alright, we're leaving."
Alright, after we get out, Fravia will ask him if it was no good.
It's not exactly what I want, but I found, I got, not what I wanted, but I got some information, but apparently the Paladins have been dragging people out of here, daily. Looks like forced recruitment, along with they've been confiscating a lot of things, and the thing not the thing I'm looking for, unfortunately, but some other nifty things might be holed up there. What? If we're up for a little fun. Yeah, the Sun Yith.
So that's why they were looking like that. Thought I was part of the Sun Yith.
Oh yeah, no, he assumed we were there to drag someone off. Called me a traitor, would you imagine?
Netra's gonna say, "What? I follow the paths of Darenthel."
Listen, to people like us, you all look the same. I only know the differences because I've been stuck with you a lot longer than most of my kind would ever want to.
Rude.
True.
Well,
Lathy is going to, or not Lathy, Gelsina's going to scratch the back of her head and say, "The Sun Yith, like all those people from Dawkinsdale with the blue and gold armor? Like Geisen and Lydia?"
Similar, but not quite.
And she's gonna scratch her head and say, "Well, Lydia's so nice and Geisen's so quiet. I can't imagine why people wouldn't like them."
Well, the
She
difference
shrugs.
between them is that they're not assholes,
Robin.
and the Sun Yith are.
Twitches in the distance.
She's gonna say, "Well, I used to drag people out of their houses at Isildrad, but those were just orders."
that's the same for them, but I'm gonna take a guess here in that the people here didn't want to be dragged out of it, compared to Isildrad.
Oh yeah, no, Isildrad, it was just a party.
I was gonna say, "Well, I never wanted to be dragged out, but sometimes they just kick in the door at night and drag you."
Yeah, no, I remember that happened while we were in Isildrad. I was in the cabinet, but
Oh yeah, that did! That did happen in Isildrad! Netra is gonna say, "Oh yeah, that didn't that?"
yeah, no, that's why I wasn't the one dragged.
Like for you guys, it's out of the frying pan into the fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, anyway, they're held up in the, what tower was it again? I want to say north?
Northeastern Guard
yeah.
Tower.
Northeast.
Okay.
They're held up in the northeastern guard tower. So either we take a little excursion, or that's a part of town we avoid, depending on what we want to do with that information.
Well, the others went north to meet more Ililnagians. I'm assuming they are related to the Sun Yith that are here.
It's a possibility. Actually, if we're not careful, they might be forcibly recruited as well.
Should we probably go and get them? I don't know where we can actually stay now.
I'm thinking maybe with the rest of the refugees.
Outside in the tents.
Outside in the tents. Worst case scenario, or best case scenario, one of them gets dragged off and we can take his tent.
We could drag them off. I have no problem with disposing.
Honestly,
I hate to say that I honestly...
Actually, how much...
thought crossed my mind.
One second. I need to check my long list of inventory things. Does Dusty have cloth on him?
As you are checking that, Gilcina is going to say, well, the trick is if you're doing the dragging off, you don't want to grab them by the clothes, because if they're bad quality, they can rip. You put your arm around their neck, get behind them, and then you pull backwards. That way, if they're, he can't struggle because you have their head and it doesn't tear.
I'd like to say that while this conversation's happening, Dusty's searching his bag of holding by basically his entire top half's in the bag.
You need help? Want me to hold your legs? You can...
No, I got it!
Okay.
Man, seal it.
Bravia was just squatting down when she said that. Do you need...
I have a little cloth, but nothing enough. I was hoping maybe to have... Well, actually, no, I've got adventuring gear. What comes in adventuring gear? Does that come with a tent? It does not. No, it's I have a couple spares. I have some scrap cloth for just quick brewing purposes, but I don't have enough for a tent or anything larger. I mean, generally I just sleep in someone's backpack, but so. I do have a lot of ball bearings. I've got 1,000 ball bearings. A bell. Oh, hey, I have my bubble candle. I forgot I even had that. Or not candle. Pipe. I got my bubble pipe. Take a quick blow of that and then put it back.
Are those two inns that we know the only ones in town? We could ask around and see if there's another one.
There was... Well, there's one out of our price range because I'm aware of how much a lot of us have spent. And we definitely can't afford it. So it's this or the one we also heard of.
Let's go meet with the others and at least let them know. That way we can make a decision as a group.
Fine.
All right.
Also, she's just gonna look at Dusty. I'm not gonna stop you. I'm not even gonna bother trying. Just don't get caught.
I mean, I'm honestly debating it because I don't know if they would have what I'm specifically looking for. I guess I could take their left socks. That's always an option. Continues walking.
All right. So heading to the north side of town. We're swapping groups. We are now going to be addressing Roman, Ilderon, Lethe, Lydia, Geisen, and that is everyone. Yes.
So just Rob.
Yeah. All right. So
Walked into a trap.
Oh, actually, yeah, you have. So as you are walking northwards through town, Ilderon is going to be the first one to speak up and say, I'm so excited to be back in the presence of followers of the faith. And Lydia is going to nod and say, yeah, we need as many allies as we can in this country, and I just didn't want the other half of them scaring off the people who will like us the most. Lethe,
I have no comment.
Yeah, Lethe's going to contribute to the conversation and say, well, my grandfather never taught me much about the wills, but I suppose I have a lifetime to learn now. Lydia is going to nod and say, well, you know the basics so far, and if we have any time in our travels, I'll try and teach you more at night. Aloharan is going to speak up and say, I know Walter Rennelpaul is... Lord Walter Rennelpaul is one of the only heads of family that worships the wills in this country. I think it was only time before they started spreading through this region. Geisen's gonna look back at Roman and say, awfully quiet there.
Nothing to contribute.
Alright. So they are going to...
Wait, I'm not very vocal about my face.
Is that what Roman actually says?
Yes.
Lydia is going to Lydia's actually going to respond to that, and what is their saying? She's going to respond and say, the final teaching of the daily chant is to lead others to the same enlightenment you've seen. Share and spread your blessings. And she's going to say that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And she's going to say that's the 5th and 7th tenet.
Well, I'm not very good at it.
She's going to shrug and say, "Oh, we all find our own way." And as you guys are walking northwards, the road is bends and heads around the hillside that the fort rising out of the center of the town is built into. Now that you're closer to it, looking at the building top and what you can see over the wall, it's less like, of course the walls are stone, but looking at the just shingling and roofing of the building in the center of it, it's more like a very large manor in the center of town. It doesn't take you guys long to round this bend, and you see a building set up that a line of people are going into. The golden sigils of the Sun Yith are the tabards are hanging around the doorway. The door is open. The people all stepping in here all seem to have some sort of ailment or illness or malady. Walking or standing outside of the healing house, Lydia is going to say, so he sent me here to work.
Cheeky.
Yeah.
Oh, you thought you were on vacation.
Aloharan is going to step inside and say, well, the least we can do is see who's in charge of their order. If they're a Sun Yith, they have to have some rank and file here inside of this country. Lydia nods. The group of the or rather the members of the party that aren't Roman, head inside.
Point out the Roman.
Well, I don't control your character.
Well, that's fair.
Does Roman head
What am I
inside?
gonna do outside here by myself?
Punch sick people? I don't know.
Yeah! Never mind, let's do that.
I just imagine...
You feel better! You feel better!
Gonna knock the sickness out of you.
I just imagine, like, Dusty and Altus coming back to Roman punching sick people and like, we were wrong about him. He is a good person.
We'll all go inside too.
You know what? I still think you're a traitor, but I now have more respect for you.
You know what? They'll feel better on the bridge.
All right. There is a woman. She is walking around. There are 6 beds inside of this area, and there are 2 clerics tending to the 6 people in here. It doesn't seem like each person inside of this area is completely infirm, and there is more. There are more rooms that go on in this place. It is connected to a second building to the left. Roman can hear sounds from it, but you don't have any. The door that leads into the western part of the building is shut. The woman walking around is going to give me 1 second to go to appropriate music. Here we go. The woman walking around is going to be directing people at where to go next. There's one man sitting down in a bed drinking, and she's going to say, well, and she's after she directs one person to the cleric, she's going to walk over to the man and say, your disease has been cured. Now, as much as we'd like to sit and feed you, unfortunately, you'll have to find rations and food elsewhere. We don't have the supplies to house you all day. The man is going to stand up and nod and say, all right, Gilsong be with you. She grimaces and say, and the will serve you. Lydia looks at her for a long second and then says, Derry? She looks back and says, oh my, that's the young Solemn. Well, imagine my surprise to see you here alive. Last I heard, you'd been kidnapped. She's going to walk up to Lydia and give her a hug. Lydia is going to look at the party and say, Derry's order is filled of multiple clerics. They travel. They do missionary work healing the sick. She helped in. Oh my gosh, what's that city? Marbleport. She helped in Marbleport before a plague could break out. She's going to look at the party and say, Derry Defu. Who are you traveling with? Eloharan steps up and says, Eloharan of Elegance. She bows. Gaizen is going to nod and say, Derry. And she says, Captain. Gaizen says, not anymore. Derry bites her lip. Lethe is going to say, Lethe Yenavera. Derry nods and says, of course, Your Grace. She looks towards Roman.
Roman. Drake.
She's going to nod and say, well, what brings all of you to Darandar?
I feel the need to remind you that I have a Sunyith medallion on my body.
Yes, you do.
It's just we're
Nobody-
people that would relevantly call it out.
Wait, say that again? Like people who
would actually recognize it and be like, oh.
Yeah, like, well, obviously she recognizes Lydia and Gaizen.
Well, I meant like pointed out. Like,
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if you remember.
Nobody knows you're not a member of the Sunyith. Nobody knows you're not a follower of the Given Wills.
Question anything.
Yeah, exactly.
Just accept it. I'm just Roman.
You fit in. You're a little Nagian. You're wearing a symbol of the faith. It's whatever.
Chameleon. They don't expect anything. Anyways.
She asks what brought you guys to Dawkins, or not Dawkinsdale, Darandar, because we left that city.
Ready to beak a hole.
And she's gonna say, "Why? You going to see you're going to see Lord Rinnlepaw?"
That's the plan.
She's going to nod and say, it's tough times with this civil war in town. He's been stretched thin. While he remains as wise as he was, I fear his kindness only lasts as long as his patience. Lydia is going to shake her head and say, I don't know him. And she's going to nod and say, of course, you never traveled here with your father and I. She's going to say, Mother kept me in Marbleport. She's going to then... Derry is going to... her smile's going to fade and say, oh, also, I heard the news about your father. I'm terribly sorry. She's going to nod and say, I just wish I had more of a chance to talk him out of whatever he got himself involved in. She's going to nod and say, I've known your father for many years. His will was uncorruptible. Whatever it was, I'm sure it was for a good reason. Lydia nods and says, yes, we're trying to piece together what those reasons were. She's going to nod and say, well, there's a lot of people here that need my help. As long as you're in town, though, I can open up the bunkhouse for you and your lot. You're not an order, but... Well, actually, that's where I will catch myself. You're not in an order, but she looks at Roman and says, but you're a traveling companion here. I can justify it on our finances to give room and bed to you all on behalf of his order. It's what any other member of the Wills would do for us. And till then, come back and visit me until you leave. Lydia is going to say, of course. Ilderon is going to speak up and say, your order only has clerics. Do you have any other combatants here in town with you? She's going to nod and say, Darndar was ravaged by the war. Lots of people left to fight it. Other members of the town revealed themselves to be of a particularly nasty cult. The rest of my order is taken to cleaning out the residuals of the cult faction. And those who survived the war have been turning to darker arts and vengeance. They're in town, but they're currently occupying the guards' quarters, trying to get the town's defenses back in some workable order. Ilderon's going to nod and say, if we need to call on you for defense, would it be more apt to petition them? Derry is going to nod and say, yes, my order captain can handle your requests if time allows. And Ilderon is going to bow and say, thank you, you're most kind. And Derry is going to hold up a hand. With that, Geisen is going to look to the party or look to Roman and the rest and say, I think we can rendezvous with the rest of the order, get a little bit of extra safety in town while we're sleeping, lick our wounds for the night, and head out in the morning.
Seems like a plan.
All right. All right. You are going to leave this healing house, and walking down the street, you're going to see on the coming down the western street, you see the rest of your party: Fravia, Dusty, Altus, Lumagrax, Netra, and Galcina. Galcina still has her half of the dress flung over her shoulder. She is now wearing it like a scarf.
I have a scarf. Gives me sadness.
Scarves are cool.
Alright. The party is together. The other half of the party sees the healing house of the Sanya and the line of sick people walking inside of it. On this road also, you guys are in front of... if you look at that map I sent you, you are in the center of the town on the north side at that circle that I have. You are not at the circle building. You are at those double buildings to the right with the two next to it. But that is an inn that you guys are going to see the name of. Let me... the Sterling Phoenix. You guys have found the third inn. It is directly in front of the fort inside of town. The party is back together. What do you want to do? Oh, wait. Before you guys are back together, Lydia is going to say, we met up with the other followers of the Given Wills in town. They're members of the Sun Yith. It's an old order that I used to know back in Marbleport. My dad was a part of the order before he became Supreme Light.
We've heard about them. Dusty spoke with some guy at the Winches Wink.
Winches Wink. Well, it's actually I think it's just Winches, and the wink is to imply something.
They didn't look happy to see myself, and
well, for a good reason. The Sun Yith, turns out, have been going to the less fortunate parts of town and drafting quite forcibly.
Lydia's gonna speak up and say, I heard they were cleaning out cultists in town.
Yeah.
Could be.
I mean, I'm not going to deny that there could or could not be cultists, but recruiting them or / arresting them? I mean, this is a,
Well, if they are arresting them, probably cleaning out the cultists.
Well, cultists could be a drummed up. Anyone could be a cult. Cultist could be. Actually, that's a bad example.
We're in order. Everybody else is a cultist.
Anyone who's capable of using magic is a cultist.
I'm definitely not a cult. Wait.
By the way, Altus, your donkey is back. It took like a minute to summon the spell. Or wait, it took 10 minutes to cast the spell. That was why I delayed on telling you that. But yes, it is back after you cast it, and he is Mopey Eeyore Celestial Donkey.
That's fine. I'm just gonna ride him now, so that's fine.
Yeah, but basically, like, when it comes to, like, it's hard to tell who's actually in the business and who's just some poor sucker down on his luck, and they don't really care to find the difference. So I'm not going to deny that some of them don't belong there, but I'm also saying that there's definitely some innocence in there as well.
Either way,
that for sure.
The winches, whatever. Not a good place for us to stay at.
Well, and by we, I'm actually not sure how exactly many of us have secured places in the bunkhouse of the healing house.
I was really just thinking, holding up with the
Generous
other
gift
refugees.
provided to a fellow member of the Sun Yith.
Mm-mm.
Bravia now notices the badge of the Sun Yith on Realm. Oh, I never knew you were part of them.
You know, I think I'd still rather sleep with the other refugees.
I don't know, I would rather not sleep on muddy ground with all of our open cuts.
There's an inn, like, right there.
I mean, look, we're spawning, like...
I'm just surprised, like, oh, that's another one. Okay. Should we go see then how much it costs in case there's no for the rest of us?
Yeah, I mean, I guess it wouldn't hurt. Is everybody else okay with that? Cool.
Let's do it.
All right, walking into the Sterling Dragon, or Phoenix. Sorry, my mind swaps the two interchangeably for Ilderon.
Dragon.
Yeah, exactly. I'm making a note for myself. All right, stepping into this place, it is going to be very, very populated. All of the people that were missing from the Winch's Wink are definitely in this tavern. There is no bar here. There is instead a where the bar was. There is a ground where tiles have been placed, and a wooden railing has been placed around it. It is one of the smallest dueling circles that you have ever seen, and it is a dueling rectangle at most. More likely for two people to stand inside and punch each other or smack each other with rods. And let's see, any other important information you need to know about this place. It is a tiered building. There are stables attached to it, and there are 3 floors that you can see from the outside. Of course, stepping in here, I'm going to roll a percentage die. The area where people would drop off their tomes for followers of the Four Ascended, that little front library area of the inn is in shambles. Somebody has tipped over the bookshelf, and a couple of the pages from tomes have been ripped out of books and are trampled and catching a bit of mud or dirt under feet. Other than the bit of grunge on the ground, the place is pretty nice.
The table was tipped over, you said?
The bookshelf was tipped over.
Bookshelf was tipped over and all the books are on the floor. Okay.
Yes.
That's too much work.
Mm-hmm.
I was just gonna look at the tipped over bookshelf and just shake her head.
Mm-hmm. All right. As you guys are standing in the doorway, a woman is going to walk up to you. She's going to greet each member of the party, saying, "Hi. Welcome to the Sterling Phoenix. We're growing a little bit bigger than I expected lately, but nonetheless, there's food for everyone. I just had the furnaces stoked, and if you don't mind waiting for a little bit, we'll have a we'll have a round of lamb for everyone.
This is suspicious.
Quick question before we go any further. How much would a room cost for the evening?
She's gonna say, "Oh, do you want to stay here? Well, we've got 6 rooms available. 10 gold, and they're yours."
For all 6? Or per?
She's going to say, "How about all 6?"
This is definitely suspicious.
Well, would you mind if
uncomfortable.
we discuss this a
More
bit?
uncomfortable
That
than when
seems-
Yari talked about Ayman.
That seems odd.
She's
Hey, do
going.
you actually run this place?
She's going to say, "Yes, I'm the owner." But I mean, if you're feeling uncomfortable, I know it's a little strange. I know it's a little strange for Ardorians to be this nice and polite and open. But you gotta understand, here in Darandar, we see everybody coming and going. This road leads straight to Gwir. It's the biggest port in the north.
Are you sure
If we-
you're okay?
She's gonna nod and say, if we can't attract them with the best rooms in the if we can't attract them with the best rooms in the north, then we can dang get them with the best smile."
You know what? I think I went to the wrong bar. This seems like the seediest bar right now.
Does anybody have 10 gold?
I got 10 gold.
You can earn 10 gold, big boy.
She's gonna look at Altus and say, "Are you performers? Because I'd happily pay for your service. You see, everybody here, they come..."
As a matter of fact,
Oh no.
does he like sneaking in here? I happen to be an acrobatic.
I only know how to fight, man.
She's
No, don't listen to him. He's our greatest actor.
Oh, you...
I can cook. That's about it. I punch things when I cook.
She's gonna say, "Well, if you perform for an hour, the rooms are yours for 7 gold. Seems about fair?"
Dusty, Altus, can you actually do that?
I'm sure we could probably come up with
Let me
something.
check. Acrobatics plus 14. Yeah, I'm fairly confident.
I'm gonna go with blind confidence.
I
Well,
always hypnotize them into thinking they actually had a good time.
Yeah. How many people are here, man? No reason?
How many people are here? It's very populated. It looks like people are just meeting and eating.
Well,
You
we
see...
just have Grax stand at the front of the stage and grunt at people who don't clap.
You see merchants and mercenaries all dining interchangeably. It is worth mentioning, this is a inn with a stable on the main thoroughfare.
Oof. So what are you gonna do with your acrobatics? Let's just talk this out real quick.
What?
Yeah, you're just gonna like do jumping jacks, or you're gonna do like flips and like land in somebody's soup?
I am actually going. So I'm actually going to attempt to do a triple backflip.
For an hour.
Well, no, just like as an example. By the way, that is below 10, so that's actually a 24.
Just the whole room watching it,
Alright.
just fall on his back and just keep getting up.
Triple backflip, it's like
You're gonna
you have a
go.
lot of.
You're gonna go to where the bar was, that is now replaced with, the tiled, slightly elevated fighting square, and you're going to do a triple backflip. Just ha ha ha. Wait, no, it would be like in the air, 3 spins.
Yeah, no,
and
3
then-
spins and then land.
Alright.
Like, listen, I It's like, just like leaning into Altus. I may have been bullshitting about going with the circus, but listen, thieving has taught me a lot about being nimble.
So a few people around the fighting, or rather the sparring ring, are going to look over at you, bemused. Okay.
Asked if I could do it.
Tracy,
Yes.
tell me how Altus says that story.
With a lot of bravado.
Okay, what would you say? Say it to me.
We're role playing this.
Oh, fun. Okay. Hello, bartenders. Tonight you shall hear a story. One magnificent of a hero clad in beautiful robe and long hair, not a half-man's body. Once, there was a building stormed with terror. From the inside out, a man named Cadrin owned these people. Young adventure, yes.
So as you're speaking, a couple people are going to come over and start watching you.
Yeah.
One person raises their hand, and while you're talking, he doesn't interrupt you though. Do you call him out?
Yes.
He's gonna say,
You! What is it that you want to ask?
well, you said tonight we'd hear the story, and then you started telling a story. I was wondering if you're going to tell the story now too, or if we have to come back tonight.
I'm gonna continue the story, but you have to leave.
You tell him to leave?
I'm gonna motion to Lumagrax.
Lumberjack, do you do anything? No, I'm just...
What's Lumberjacks do?
I stare at them and grunt.
Right,
Lumberjacks, throw me an intimidation check for free.
Does he just reaches into his bag, pulls out 50 feet of rope, and it's like, anyone want to help me string this along? I can do some.
Alright, so with the rope, with Lumberjacks and Altus talking, the man's just gonna kind of look around and say, okay, I'll just come back tonight to hear the story. And he's gonna walk away. Nevertheless, you still have about 4 people
Anyways,
listening to you.
Back to my story, audience of 4.
The Mighty Four.
The mighty young adventurer, with his group clad behind him. As usual, they're behind him, because they know he is the true hero, a boy named Altus.
Just lifts a finger, thinks about it, puts it down.
At our most dire hours, the Terrai tried to storm out of the building. I summoned a giant blizzard and shredded it with ice, and killed them all with one fell swoop.
One person's gonna start clapping. Gelsina sees this story happening. She's gonna walk away from the party and come to the table surrounding the fighting pit and start watching.
God. I'm gonna motion to Dusty to kind of do some tricks for an intermission.
That's it. That's the story. That's it.
Just
That was just happened. I killed a bunch of people.
Dusty's gonna roll a deception check real quick. I'm like,
do another flip.
before
Cut away.
Acrobatics. Oh yeah, that's pretty good.
All right, just more flips.
Starts cartwheels across and then triple backflips, and it's like, and the magnificent Dusty continuing the story. As he slew. Should I make a performance as well, or?
Make it after you tell me. Make it after you tell me what you're saying.
I was gonna. Well, because I'm completely bullshitting here. After he slew the 40 Terrai, the mighty Dusty flew with the grace of 1,000 soaring eagles, came in and welcomed and congratulated the mighty Altus, and said, "But our task is not done," as a dragon appeared.
A mighty dragon!
And a magnificent dragon. It was blue, emerald blue.
Ain't no
Wait.
such thing as dragons, mate.
Lathy is going to, or not Lathy, Gelsina's going to speak up and say, "Wait, did this happen in Isildred? There were no dragons in Isildred."
Dusty would like to request that you keep your mouth shut for the story.
The man's gonna, like, speak up and say, "Wait, I thought you were telling us a story of a real adventurer. There are no dragons anywhere."
Dragons definitely exist!
Yes, we found one, and then we killed it, making sure it was the last one. Anyway, shut your mouth. We're telling a story.
You've already paid your stay.
No. Oh,
One man
Right in the corner.
One man is going to put a gold on the table and stand up and leave.
Thank you! I like that man's money. I will do a quadruple backflip for the money. A quad. Anyone else want to give more gold? I'm taking.
I'll make my half man do more flips for more gold.
There, at that, like, 3 people are gonna just, like, look into their coin purse, look up, and another one's gonna put 2 silver pieces on the table.
That's one flip, sir.
He's gonna stand up and say, I'll come back for the story tonight.
I will do another flip. Oh! I'm making a
The most magnificent flip. Is he really gonna leave after seeing the world's best flip?
I will twirl in the air, and then I will actually land on Altus's shoulders. The mighty Altus's shoulders. These are the shoulders that kills dragons people.
Now there's still 2 people. One man is sitting there clapping, and he's gonna say, "Yeah, dang nabbit, you showed them Terrai right. Yeah, you done killed them. That was a good flip. I like that. Yeah."
We did them kill them Terrai with them flips. Yes, them.
He's
He needs
gonna
more beer.
he's gonna throw 8 gold at you guys.
Oh my god, dude, that's like 10 flips, sir.
Dude, my legs are getting tired.
Man, get the flip in this guy.
Alright, that's 24. That's 24.
Alright, you guys continue to regale this, your single last 3 patrons, which is, you know, the 2 random people and then, Gelsina.
And then
Gels,
like, okay, my legs are getting tired. Let's wrap this up.
we're going to jump over to the rest of the party while this is happening. Alright. So everybody else, is still standing by the, front of the inn, as, you know, Roman and Dusty start performing. What do you guys want to do?
I'm not performing.
No, I'm sorry, Dusty and Altus start performing.
Oh,
You know what I love most is that
embarrassment. Because I want to pay for the rooms at full price.
You don't believe me?
When
They're going great.
those flips paid for the room, okay? I'm not even a real acrobatic. I made that shit up.
Alright, yeah, you can pay 10 gold, and she'll show you up to,
Alex said I will give ruby pieces.
oh, ruby pieces.
What's she gonna do with ruby pieces?
She barters for ruby pieces.
My large bag of gold.
Yeah, she'll, say, ooh, well, I'm willing to do, 15 ruby pieces for the room.
That's fine.
Alright, yes, you, get 6 rooms for, 15 ruby pieces.
Okay, we did all that for a discount, and you're just gonna pay full price?
I mean, we made money.
Chased 2 people out.
We did make money.
Anything they needed the patronage.
No, we made 8 gold. That guy loved us.
Yeah, no. We killed them. We killed them real good.
Anyways, now I have 6 rooms. I don't know how you guys want to distribute these.
Be it Altus.
Per the
I'm
use.
not even sure if I need all 6.
I
Can
don't
we,
think
can we just no? Can we give one to Shiazro? Just so he knows he can't use the bed.
Lydia is going to speak up and say, I can bunk with Geisen. I'm used to it since he's was my order captain. The the innkeeper, she's going to say, "Do you need more rooms?"
No.
Less rooms, actually.
I think we have too many.
Like you said, I guess I'm going to be in the healing house, bunkhouse.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you bought the room, woman. Why not just stay here with the rest of them?
It seems rude to decline the kind gesture.
You bought 6 rooms.
Yeah, well, she kind of just offered 6 rooms.
Didn't have to take off.
Not a...
It was a bundled deal. You had to buy all 6.
Yeah, it seemed kind of like a take it or leave it kind of deal. So... I'm not sure how we want to distribute this, like... So it's like... Altus and Dusty will be together, Guys and Lydia, that leaves... a couple more pairings. Soon.
Me and Elil.
Not that. I was gonna say Lathy and a little Harn. Because they probably shouldn't put Casina and little Lathy together after today.
I don't know. Etra
It's
and
not hard. We slept
Galstina.
outside on dirt.
Oh.
together.
Oh, I know. Like Etra and Galstina, and I don't know.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Netra. Netra exists.
And I don't know. Rax. So that we all have everybody, at least with one other person in the room. So you and I can share a room.
Fine by me.
Okay.
Or maybe you want to be with, can't remember her name. Forgot. Lil Haran. I'll take Lathy. Wink.
I mean, if Lathy wants to bunk with you, sure. But if not, then Lathy can bunk with the Lil Haran, and I can bunk with you.
And I guess Roman, you will. I don't know. What you need to do.
I'm very confused about the distribution here because there's 11 of us and there are 6 rooms. So I mean, 2 people can go to a room and then there's gonna be one guy just by himself. I feel like this ended up being me.
It did.
Hey, we're really nailing that. No, just I'm over here.
I mean,
I
you can
exist.
squeeze in with somebody.
You can squeeze it. You could squeeze it in with Altus and Dusty.
I mean, it's cool. I don't actually need to stay in a room with another person. It just
I don't want to sleep with a chair.
it's weird that the traitor ended up by himself.
sleep with Altus's donkey in the room, but take the bed so that he knows he can't sleep
Look,
in the
Altus
bed.
can watch his own donkey. We watch our own pet. That's why
It's not my
Dusty has
pet.
Altus.
Shiazro is his own being. That's really rude of you to say to him. That's really, really rude of you.
No, pet me, like, we're degrading it, so maybe pet.
Anyways, cool. So from the sounds of it, it's what? Altus, Dusty together, and then Guys and Lydia, Lacey, a little Haran, or maybe a little Haran, and then Gelsina, and then Lathy, Netra, Bravia, Grax, and then me. All by lonesome.
Rob and Shiazro.
The innkeeper is going to say, well, if you are all settled, then I'm going to go and continue tending to the needs of my patrons.
Thank you.
I'm gonna look at Rob real quick, and I'm just gonna tell him, you and Shazra really have a lot in common. You both just want to be released to the bridge. Mm-hmm. Just walk away.
No, we're actually just both asses.
Downstairs. Oh, wait, no, we're still upstairs. Alright, so you guys divvied up rooms. Who is getting... Yeah. There are 4 rooms along the back wall and 2 rooms along the eastern wall. Who is... the northern wall, there are 4 rooms and 2 rooms on the eastern wall. Who is going where?
Wait, how's this position? So is it like...
An L-shaped.
An L-shaped.
Is it on a forehead?
Yeah, you guys have the whole floor.
Garrison, do you have a preference? You're like the defense guy. You get first dibs.
Gaizen is going to... Gaizen is going to take the room furthest in the back. And yeah, him and Lydia will take this one. Pointing there. Alright. Where's everybody else going?
Well, Noni's gonna make a strong case for it. I'm gonna take the room next to Gaizen and Lydia.
Okay.
Is this the front?
Yes.
Continue
Yes, it is.
Whole protecting Lydia thing while keeping my distance.
Drax, you decide.
We'll take the first room.
Okay. And it's Lomagrax and Aloharin?
No. It's,
I guess for me.
Oh, Lomagrax and Fravia. Okay.
I think Ilderon is with,
Elsina?
Yosina.
I have written down.
I don't think you give Grax a little harder room together. Jesus. Lydia's watching.
I was trying to help him out.
I wasn't. Papa Drake always said that risen women were trouble.
Alright. So, I'm going to distribute, I guess, the last 2, Dusty...
oh shit, I forgot to write down. How much gold in total did we make off of that?
You guys made 9 gold and 2 silver. You thought. You made 7 gold and 2 silver.
Right. Anyway, when we go to our room, I'm going to pull out my alchemy kit and I'm going to resupply my basic bombs, and then I want to attempt to make a kind of a new bomb.
Okay.
Excuse.
So, generally it's just like smoke bombs, but I want to try making basically a fragmentation bomb that will... I'm making an impact bomb, basically. That's what I'm attempting to make.
Alright.
And I don't know how I'm going to MacGyver this shit, but...
Okay. That is all I needed to know. Alright. So, as you guys are settling in and just dropping your stuff off, Fravia and Lumagrax. For a second, there is a small stab of fear that strikes through each of you. There is a shriek, and it's a very quiet shriek, though, so it's weird. And as you shudder and look towards where it came from, you can see across. You can see on outside of your window there is a tree that comes incredibly close to the inn. Its branches occasionally are rubbing against the glass of your window. As the wind blows again, it scratches the window, causing that shrieking sound of just, I don't know.
That's not creepy at all.
Yeah.
That's gonna get annoying.
Do you want me to make an ability check for the new grenade? I know the others are easy enough that I don't need to check for that.
You can after 8 hours of work.
I look out the window.
You see a tree. It is a large, large, weird type of tree. You're not sure if you've ever seen it before. It looks a little different than the other trees coming out of the canopy of Darandar. It almost looks like a pine tree, but it branches off into different areas and then grows upwards.
Is it a tree that can be climbed?
From Lemongrax's perspective, I mean, all trees can be climbed, just depends on how good of a climber you are. But I would say yes.
Okay. And how visible can I see into the tree? Like, is there anything?
Roll me a perception check.
I believe in you.
You look into the tree. I mean, it's the morning. You see through the branches, the shifting pine needles, the brown of it. You don't make out anything.
Okay.
All right. All right. So, what do you guys want to do? It is the afternoon.
Making my bomb.
Okay.
Well, more accurately, I'm going to be trying to make roughly about 3 of them, but...
Did we say anything about going back to see Derry? Or I guess we wanted to go see the rest of the Sunyuth Order?
That idea was proposed by Geisen. Presumably, him and Lydia can handle it. As far as, checking in with the rest of the Sunyuth Order. Nobody talked about going back to see Derry.
I think I confused that with going to see the rest of the Order.
You can choose to do either.
I mean, I don't mind tagging along due to my, need to try and keep Lydia safe while maintaining a distance.
Okay, so you're gonna see what Geisen and Lydia are doing?
Yeah.
Okay, what about everybody else?
Fravia is gonna go down, and I guess since it's still middle of the day, knocked over bookshelf, she's going to ask the lady in charge if she wants. Does she want that pushed back up? You okay with it just being on the floor?
She is going to look over it and say, "Oh, that old wreck. Nobody's deposited a book in months. Ever since those Fifth Ascended came to town, it's been the only Ascended worshipped here."
Don't say. Do you mind if I put it back up? It sort of irritates me just to see books on the ground like that.
She's going to nod.
Okay, so Fravia will, push the bookshelf back up and start putting them back on the shelf.
Okay. Alright, so, what about Altus, Lumigrax, and I think that's it. What are you guys doing? And then I'm going to tell everybody their next round of actions of what happens. Lumigrax spends 8 hours working on his grunt.
Sorry, repeat that one more time.
What are you guys doing? Is the afternoon. You're all settled into your inn room. I'm just trying to get an idea of like what each party member wants to do as I go through what's happening for each of you.
I'm gonna study the Black Book. Like, is there?
Okay.
There's some nice real learn from it. I don't know.
Okay. That is
spending a nice evening in.
that is awesome. That is great.
It's so nice not dying constantly.
Okay.
What a reprieve.
Let's start with Roman. Roman walking into Lydia and Geisen's room. You hear the sound of a conversation before you open the door. Do you open it or do you knock or?
I'm gonna eavesdrop.
All right, roll me a perception check. They are talking with muffled voices.
I'm good at this perception thing.
All right. You are going to hear Geisen and Lydia having a conversation. Geisen says on the low hush of his breath, he's saying, "I'm just saying, suspicion keeps us alive. If she was that close with your father, who knows if we can trust her?" Lydia is going to say, I've known Darius since we were young. Or since I was young. She's a good family friend, and she wouldn't hurt anybody. Like, she's here healing the sick and helping out people. I'm sure she had nothing to do with my father or his plots. Geisen's just saying, or Geisen says, "Look, I know. I'm just saying we should at least look into her if she knew anything." Lydia is going to say, "Absolutely not. I had other Alil Najee, he killed my father for whatever he was involved in. I don't want to implicate her and have her..." Geisen says, "Killed?" She's going to say, "Yes. That. We'll go to Beaka Hold, and if we uncover something, we can come back and talk to her." Geisen is gonna say, "I don't like this. Darendar is always supposed to be well-traveled. Things here seem too pleasant, too in order." And she says, "Well, maybe all the rabble got killed in the war. It's unfortunate."
Did they forget what Dusty was saying earlier?
Mm-hmm. And he says, "Too convenient." This is gonna go on for a while.
I suddenly have like hesitation because I'm pretty sure she just said that I might murder Derry if I find out. It's like, oh.
So about that.
Well, now I'm gonna knock. I'm gonna try not to look absolutely uneased.
Yeah, the conversation's going to go silent. Geisen's going to come and open the door. Lydia is sitting at the table. Her prayer book is open as she has she has a book and a quill because she has to make a new prayer book because she gave the last one to Lumagrax, who lost it in prison when he was captured. Yeah, when he was being arrested.
I wasn't sure if you guys wanted to check in on the Sunyeth order. Figured I'd tag along.
Geisen is going to say, "I can make the arrangements. I've had dealings. I've had dealings with Captain Leah before. It shouldn't be necessary." Lydia is going to wave at you from the table.
I'm gonna offer a small wave back.
Geisen's going to speak up and say, "Is that all?"
Yeah.
He's going to nod, leaving the door cracked open, and go and back and sit at the table as Lydia is inscribing her prayer book. He crosses his arms and leans back in his chair.
I guess I'm just gonna wander off.
Alright, where you headed?
Where do I want to go?
Just give me a direction and I'm gonna jump to the next person.
Cause trouble, or do I not want to cause?
Well, if you're causing trouble, you gotta get the troublemaking king himself.
Dusty's busy making bombs.
I'm glad you knew who I was referring to. Knocks on Dusty's door. It's like, go
We're
away!
gonna fuck with some sun yet. You wanna go?
Take it up with the donkey.
I'm gonna come back to you, Rob. You can
Okay.
think about it, though. Let's see. Altus. You are studying your book. You can roll me an Arcana check or an investigation check, flipping through and looking at this thing more intensely. Oof.
Yeah.
Well, it's definitely magical.
If only I could understand you, book.
It doesn't really make sense to you. Like, picking up the book, it's got a black leather cover on it. But you, like, as you're, like, now spending the time to really inspect this thing, the leather on it feels leathery.
Wow.
But the pigment of it looks like a liquid, but is very solid, if that makes sense. Like, if you were to think of like how a pond shakes when you a pond ripples when you put your finger in it, the book doesn't ripple, but as you move around, the pigment of it is dark and viscous and looks like it's a liquid inside of the leather, but feeling it does not feel that way at all. You have no idea what's going on with this book or what it is.
I'm going to assume we're in the same room, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So, like, all my alchemy equipment on. Like, so, what you reading?
Dark Eldritchian things.
Ooh, sounds interesting. Hey, I gotta let this boil for a minute. Mind if I take a look?
Yeah, you know, I don't know what's the worst that could happen if I get weapons actually in it. What's it gonna kill him? Actually.
Well, no, it's just that I have a skill as a I'm not sure if it's a rogue thing or if it's a thief thing, but I can use magical items even if I'm not supposed to. Like, I can basically use any magical item.
Ooh,
If it's an actual magic item, if it's a spell book, I can't do anything with it, but...
I don't know if
Yeah, use magic device. It is a thief thing.
John would be happy with that.
You ignore all class, race, and level requirements on the use of magic items. So... Is it a magic item or is it actually a spell book?
I mean, it's a magic book. That's what I know.
I was kind of hoping something would happen, or at the very least explode, but... Brandon, you're very quiet.
No,
I'm just listening to the decision. There are no NPCs in that room. You guys are talking amongst each other.
I know, but like, I'm messing around with the book, like, does anything happen, or am I...
Oh, wait, did Altus let you read it?
No. I was just
Because
saying we could control test it with the donkey.
From what I understand so far, I've been listening, it doesn't sound like Altus has handed it to you. It sounded to me like you asked him for it, and he hasn't handed it to you. I'm just waiting yeah. That's why I haven't said anything.
I mean, hopefully it doesn't kill you.
Well, I mean, like, why do we want to test it on the donkey?
Well, if the donkey dies, let's bring him back.
Let's test it on the donkey. Where's the donkey?
Is Shiazro outside, or did he get a nice little room?
Oh, can't you just summon him to your location?
Yeah, it takes time.
Yeah, Shiazro would be in the stables.
Oh, that's fine. We'll go up in the stables. People will just think we're crazy. Probably less questions involved, honestly. Is that man trying to teach that donkey how to read?
Alright, so you take the book down to Shiazro, your celestial donkey. Shiazro is sitting down, or lying down in the stable. He is going to look up and say, "Am I needed?"
Yeah. You still retain how to read, right?
He is... I think he can only communicate with you telepathically. And he says, "The celestial scripts of Providence are ingrained in my mind."
Well, that's nice. I need you to read this, and I'm gonna put the book in front of him, open.
And like back away slowly.
Shiazro is going to say, "I cannot make out the strange characters of your world."
Oh. Shiazro, you disappoint me more and more every day.
He is going to say, "You could dismiss me, Master."
No. So I'm just gonna read the book and walk away from him on that.
Alright, I guess
you know, it should be fine. I let Dusty. I hand Dusty the book. the book. He's not gonna.
I'm not gonna open it until we get back to the room.
You're not gonna die.
Alright. Yeah, Roman is going, like, as Roman is, like, waiting in the hallway, you know, he's listening in on the conversation. Then he has his conversation, and, Roman sees, like, Dusty and Altus leave and come back, like, hurriedly, and close the door.
Like, hey, traitor!
Alright, what do? You're back in the room.
Okay, I'm gonna let Dusty open the book. I want to see if it kills him, because if it does, then I have a new weapon. If it doesn't, I still have a friend.
Oh boy. Alright, I'm gonna open the book.
You open the book?
Yeah, I open the book.
Okay, what do you do with it once it's open? Looking inside, the characters on the page of the book move along like a marquee. They don't scroll like side to side. Like the first few characters of the book light up, and then the next few light up, and it's kind of like a wave rolling across the book, left to right, and then to the next line, left to right, then to the next line, left to right, and it's just fluid, and it keeps happening on each page. You don't instinctually understand or recognize these characters. Do you want to study them?
No, at the moment, I'm just kind of like looking at it. It's like, how do you read this? This is like, I feel like kind of like holding the book by like one end. Like, I feel like the words are just going to flow off the page.
Well, that's my secret, Dusty. I can't read.
You know, this actually doesn't surprise me. I will attempt to read just a little bit. Or
okay. Roll me either a Arcana or Investigation check.
Damn it! What if Dusty just becomes an assassination trio of 3 people just continuously trying to kill each other?
Nope, that's 22.
Roll me 3d5. I know that's not a real thing you can roll, but just do it. Because Roll20 can handle the probability of a d5.
3d5?
Yes, 3d5. Alright.
Why do I feel like this is gonna hurt?
Let me map this out for a moment. Why does it...
Oh, God.
Why does it feel like it's gonna hurt? No, why would I do that to you?
I'm really afraid that he's gonna, like, summon in some giant demon inside this fucking inn.
Like, cause even though, man, Dusty can bullshit his way into anything. Like, I bullshit about being an acrobatic, and I'm an amazing acrobatic. I
I
bullshit.
even managed to pull my shit into a surprise trip and just
Just like, I bullshitted my way into magic school, and here I am, apparently. Hooray for Thieves and Bill, who knew that in the end it would be Dusty to kill himself.
Please don't be a giant demon. We've already like accidentally murdered so many people. It's almost gotten old. It used to be comical.
If we actually accidentally summoned a demon, we could probably be categorized as domestic terrorists.
We're leaving if that happens, like immediately. Group or not, we're leaving town. That is not our problem.
Just like grabbing the bag of holding. I'll have to leave the alchemist kit. There's not enough time to grab that shit and just jump out the window.
Just grab Philistine and Lacey by the hips.
Oh, right.
And run.
Dusty,
Oh no!
as you try and read this book, and you're following the characters, and you're just like your fingers going across the page, and then you go to like the next line, and these words and letters are appearing in black ink and then disappearing and fading away. And your eyes are just like following this rhythmic motion, and you almost get used to like the flow. And as you're watching them like move around the go left to right, you almost feel like your eyes are moving in a circle, and you just feel a little dizzy for a second before the words look like they're moving in different ways than they were before. They're inscribing something. Your mind recognizes almost in outline an image of a crow. And then the way the words move illustrates almost a wing. And you see that wing stretch out. And suddenly your mind is black, and you see these characters illustrating this, and they're white. Roll me an attack roll using your dexterity. Or no, I'm sorry, using your intelligence. So a d20 plus your intelligence. You're not proficient in it.
I'm definitely not. So it's a d20 plus 2. My God!
Got him.
Look, he's with me tonight.
That demon.
So you are going to,
or maybe not. That might have been against me. Oh no!
You are going to be looking at this intensely, and you see that wing stretch out, and the crow fly around it, just moving and circling this wing. It starts beating and following the. And your eye follows the crow until everything just becomes dark, and you see it in the distance, and you reach towards it. And Altus, as you are standing there, Dusty is like peering deeper and deeper into this book and leaning forward, and then suddenly he snaps up. His hand reaches out towards you. Make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh boy, Dusty! Oh Lord!
Oh my God! What did I
do? All right. A wave of necromantic energy shoots out of Dusty's hand. You are affected by the blight spell as it just crashes into you. You take 33 points of damage, falling over. Dusty snaps out of it. The image of a crow burned in his mind.
Oh, wait, are you saying I can now cast that?
I don't know.
I was like,
did I just accidentally make him magic?
Can I use magic now? Can I do that? Should I write this down on my
Do you
sheet
feel
or
the
something?
same?
No, I basically like I snap out of it. I look at the like, oh my god, what happened? Oh my god, did I? What the fuck?
Roman's just outside the door listening to this as well. Probably. Like,
You just hear me like screaming.
You know what? I'll roll you a percentage die. Little Harn's going to be the first one to.
Okay.
Little Harn's going to be the first one to come into the room.
God, no! It's always you!
You actually say that in here.
Yeah.
No, it's always you.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lil Harn's gonna. Does Dusty close the book or move it off the table or anything? She's
I would say Dusty would have just dropped it at realization.
Okay.
So read the book. No, I'm not saying that.
Yeah. Yeah. So Altus is on the floor, curled over, his skin shriveling from the blight. Dusty is standing there, the book on the floor. She's gonna sing,
like screaming. Dusty's also screaming.
Yeah, and she's gonna say, "What are you doing?"
Learning magic! Ah!
That's that evil thing from that sorcerer who's chasing you, right?
No, yes, but no. Maybe.
I did a thing. I don't know what I did. I did a thing.
For a little hard.
I've never done this before.
I assume I've like wandered over and I'm just kind of shaking my head.
Yeah, you can join the room.
I was gonna raise my hand and say nobody die.
Netra is going to step into the room, and she's going to place a hand on Altus. She gives you 20 points of lay on hands.
As I begin to calm down and I notice that like everyone's kind of the room, Dusty's going to very quietly just close the book.
Yeah, Lil Harin got a glance at it, and she's gonna say, "What's with the letters in that thing?"
I don't know. Don't read it.
Don't know words, can't read.
It's foreign. Don't worry about it.
You wouldn't like it.
Dusty just very quickly just takes that and like shoves it into his bag of holding and closes it.
Yeah,
Anyway, get out. There's
And it's
by the way, like the alchemy kit. By the way, seriously though, is the alchemy kit untouched or anything?
Yeah, no. Blight hurts
Thank
living
God, at least
things.
we didn't blow up the place with your meth lab.
It's not a meth lab. It's an alchemy set, and like I wasn't working with anything explosive yet.
Hey,
That's in the bag.
Altus.
Yeah.
That's in the bag of holding, and also I need to check on my boiling things, and you need to get out.
Roll me an intelligence check for free.
Oh, sweet buddy.
I'm gonna say
gonna
DC 10.
die. Yay!
Oh god, that's actually pretty hard for you, right?
Yeah.
Oh, no, okay. Well,
Yeah.
10. You are going to remember when you first used this book, it was the blight spell that it cast from it that killed your master.
Oh.
Deja vu. I think we've been here before.
Oh no. Wait, maybe you can use magic now. That's how I learned how to use better magic.
By blasting a
We don't talk
Hey.
about this part.
or oh wait, was that out loud or? Like maybe you can use magic. I mean, I've always been good at fiddling with things. I'm a good fiddler.
Like fling your hands and scream blight at the wall.
Should I do this while people are around?
Oh wait, are they all still in the room?
Yeah, a little Harden is going to pick up the book and say, and she's gonna hold it back.
No, the book.
Oh yeah, you
no,
cut it.
no,
Yeah,
no,
she's gonna like just wave her hand and say, "No, don't use dark evil magic you just learned from a book whose origin you don't know."
But it's cool, and I'm more like hubby.
It'll
I'm
make it more
sorry.
useful.
I could actually. That is a good point. It will actually. I'm very limited on things I can do during combat. This is a new thing.
I mean, fine. We can take Shiazro out to the woods. I'm sure he could use a rest from being a donkey.
She's going to put her hand on her 2 hands on her forehead and say, Altus, Dusty, 2 more days. Please. Just 2 more days is all we have to do. We're right outside of Beat the Hold.
We have been doing fine. Nothing is blown up. Nothing is wrong.
The Sun Yith is in town, and they're taking away people who use dark magic.
Yeah, I know. I told you about that. Speaking of exploding things,
I know that I'm the one.
I really love the way for you to be able to turn on that and sound like, yeah, idiot.
Downstairs, putting up books on a bookshelf.
I left. I left the building.
checking the alchemy kit, like doing some other thing.
Roman's just like, fuck this group. I gotta get out of town. You know what? Lydia ain't worth it.
Steela's out of her tower. Bye, guys.
This is the story of how I gained magic and turned the whole world upside down.
The whole thing. I'm just like, you know what? I'm going back to Group B.
Got that by now. Yeah, that's great.
Do I take a vote?
She's going to say, Altus,
Yes.
you handled yourself in Dockensdale, you handled yourself in Caius Coast, and you handled yourself in Isildred. You
And yes.
are our only party's competent spellcaster. We need you in case somebody trained in the arcane arts comes after us. Just hold it together for that long, please.
I just want to find out if our friend is magic now.
I want to know if I'm magic too. This is.
There's gotta be some way we can practice and find out if he's magical.
Netra kneeling in front of you is going to say, I cast magic.
You're a healer.
Do I have any new symbol? Do I have a?
You very
Do I get a cool tattoo?
You very clearly remember that sigil of the crow in your mind, but otherwise not on your body that you can see.
Okay. You know, I'm actually done leveling in Thief. I could multi-class.
Alright, so, Aloharan is going to leave. Do you guys do anything else other than working on your bomb?
My bomb, I will give. Well, like once everyone's gone, I will give Altus's book back. I was like, okay, we learned something new today.
I'm just.
Where do I get one of those?
Well, you know, I have a Dark Evil Master. I think there's a referral program.
I was about to say, like,
No, let me just ask him real quick. Just like, hey, can my friend join?
like, I'm actually kind of interested now that I've done it.
Oh man, we would.
This is cool.
Go up the end and go full evil.
This could be. This is the beginning of the end right here.
All right.
Darth does you. Sorry.
I'm gonna jump over to Fravia, and then we're gonna end for the night. Fravia,
Yes.
you are picking up these books for a couple minutes before you hear the door of the inn open. Inside steps 3 people. There is a man in armor, and he is there's a man and a woman in armor, and well, the woman's not in armor, and he is going to say, introducing her ladyship, Croesus. Oh god, what is her last name? Arenthar? I have to check my campaign journal, but it's all the way over there. Anyways, there stepping in behind him, the final member of this trio. There is a woman in a long, elegant black dress. She has a fur mantle on her shoulders. She is elven in nature, as you can see in her from her ears. She has a serious expression as she looks around the room. and her eyes settle on the innkeeper. She looks down at you picking up these books, and she is going to say, "The Ascended Era has lasted for 1,000 years. Far too long for my taste. You can leave those be."
It wouldn't be right to simply leave them on the floor. I'm just putting them back on the shelf.
She is going to kneel down, place her hand on your chin, and stand up, like just raising you, and say, "But you see, on the floor is where your gods have left you. The Ascended they use you and the other mortals that follow and embrace their names to advance agendas of their own."
Don't all gods do that?
She is going to shake her
Says
head
with a smile.
and say, "You are divine, and should be treated as such."
Even still, I don't like seeing books on the floor. I know someone who would have hated to see this, whether they're for religious text or not. I'm just doing this in her memory.
She nods and removes her hand and says, "You've lost?"
I have.
"Recently.
Yes.
The ghost storm?"
Yes.
She nods and says, "Death has no mercy. For the weak, for the strong. No bias for those who deserve justice or for those who seek to deal it. Cold, but embracing and waiting for us all. It's unfortunate, and I'm sorry."
I've heard it once is the ultimate unifier. Everyone's the same in death.
She is going to nod and say, "Well, with any case, let's hope you don't come to find out if that's true or not for quite some time." She kneels and begins helping you pick up the books.
Thank you.
Her herald is also going to kneel and pick up the books.
What is this going on relative to the bullshit that happened with Dusty and Opus?
This is about 5 minutes after Fravia's came downstairs, talked to the innkeeper, went over and started working on this, and peeling the pages off of the grime covered floor, placing them back in the books they're supposed to be in, etc. So I guess hold on, let me think how long that took. They've gone outside and they're coming back inside and heading upstairs, and Fravia is talking to this lady.
Okay. Because, I was just wondering, because I did go downstairs after some of that, so I just was curious if I was present for any of this.
Yeah, I'll roll. By the time they're done picking up these books, would be the time that Roman's downstairs, she's gonna help you pick up these books, and once you finish and get everything back on the shelves, the innkeeper is going to come over to the group of you at the entranceway, and she's going to have her hands clasped and say, "Lady Croesus, I thought you said you wouldn't drop in unannounced anymore." She's going to say, "I heard the Illuminagian diplomats are in town. I came to seek them. She says, diplomats? Well, there was a large bunch that I've housed here. And she's going to say, you could have sent them to the manor up the hill. And she's going to say, I didn't know they were diplomats. She's going to nod and say, in any case, I will speak with them and then send word to Beakerhold. The innkeeper is going to nod and say, is there anything I can do to accommodate you? She walks by. Saying nothing to her. Roman!
Hello.
You see a fancy lady. Do you want me to go through... I actually don't have a picture for her.
Well, you have an appearance score, don't you?
Well, you know what? Let's go for it.
The Brockbrook School
I'm probably not going to be nice to her, but it's like, how much do I want to hide it?
I mean, she's dressed very elegantly, and that definitely complements her curves and figure. For an appearance score out of... she's at a 12. She's got some cute features. The money probably helps.
Money does help. Definitely up to a 14.
Mhm.
But a poor sailor. Oh, so I'm imagining that I come down the stairs and just see some fancy lady?
Yeah, she is walking by you. There are two people following her. I just pointed it out to you.
Would I have
you're
heard the
involved in this.
conversation going around the corner?
I'll say roll me a perception check. If you can beat a 23, yes.
No.
Yeah, you're...
But I am going to at least take my natural paranoia and the fact we own every room up there. Be like, all those rooms are taken, ma'am.
What is Fravia doing, by the way?
Well, since everything's done, she was going to head back upstairs. And I don't know, Roman has that glove, see if he knows how that thing works.
Alright. You're going to see Roman standing in front of these three and talking to the woman. She's going to say, I'm aware. And move to walk around Roman.
I'm going to block.
Well,
then...
Her herald is going to step forward and say, you address Lady Croesus, appointed lady of Darendar by Provincial Lord Walter Rinnelpaw himself.
You address Roman Drake, guy guarding this hallway.
Alright, so I see Roman making an ass of himself.
Mm-hmm.
It's what I do, man. It's my power.
She's
It probably wouldn't be a good idea to anger her.
She's going
He
to...
is the leader.
I got
of the
attacked by a
city.
ballista this morning. I'm not entertaining people without stated reasons.
She's going to say,
With the
Oh, go ahead.
diplomat. I say she would like to speak with the diplomat.
Well, I'm one of those, so what do you want?
We're gonna give him a look like I know.
She's going to say, well, I protect Darendar now, seeing as its last leader died. Threw in ranks with the rebel uprising heading south. As the leader of this province, I have the right to know who roams through it, and I seek to learn of your travels and how they've been.
Well, I believe I stated that I was attacked by a ballista this morning, so they've been great.
And she's going to say, and you negotiate with all the authority of the Supreme Lights who sent you?
No, that'd be a little hard. Flyer Permata doesn't actually know it. I could get a little hard for you if you'd be so patient.
She's going to say, please, I have all the time in the world.
I'll be right back.
Three of you is going to look for an empty table for this meeting to go on.
All right. As Roman walks upstairs and Fravia goes for a table, the woman starts walking upstairs.
Yeah, I figured she wasn't one that's gonna wait.
Yeah, when she sees him going upstairs, it's like, oh, well.
I forgot which room is supposed to be a little Harn's, and I don't want to show.
Mm.
I may have to show.
All right. Roman, you get to the top of the staircase, walk down the hallway, and as you go to turn the hallway, there's a woman in a black dress and fur mantle walking up the stairs. You look back. You see that she has not waited. There are two people accompanying her, and she's going to say, and which one of these is Ilderon, pointing to the doors.
Do I actually know which one's hers? I feel like
Yeah, if you look at the map, you can see I've got D, F, N, A, G, L, R, and L. Netra and Ilderon are rooming together.
So that's NA.
Yes.
So we walk up, and it's FD, and then so she's like the one at the bed.
Yeah.
This one here at the bend knocks. Ilderon, a terribly impatient Lord of Darandar wants to speak to you.
Dusty and Altus, have you guys closed your door?
Ooh. You know, I did not. Did you?
No, I did not.
No, our door is very open.
Alright,
But remember that the book is away, but the alchemy stuff is not.
alright, Dusty. Looking at this lady knocking on Ilderon's door, standing in the hallway outside of your room, you are going to see her sigil is a collection of strokes, and it doesn't really look like much of anything. It kind of moves your eye, like just the placement of the strokes kind of move your eye around, and as you do, you remember that hypnotic pattern, and the image of that crow comes back to your mind.
Why do I see the crow on her?
You don't see it on her. Her sigil brings it back to your mind.
Just like, I'm just gonna immediately lean over to Altus and share that information. Does that sigil remind you of the book in any way?
History check, that's what I'm doing. Yes, I can finish it. Brilliant.
Altus has never read a thing a day in his life.
Oh, true. Well, now I've seen the book. I can't read, but I can understand the symbols, so he speaks to me.
You never studied the book.
Yeah, I can't see a symbol and match the symbol. I don't know what it means.
The book, like, looking at the symbol and then, like, looking at the book?
Yeah.
Like, are you doing that?
Yes.
You don't see how it resembles any of the text in the book, because the book has those flowing words moving across the page. And, they appear and just slowly fade away left to right.
I think that's just some weird art she's got.
However, Altus, she does make direct eye contact with you as she's standing in the hallway.
Like, into my soul eye contact?
Very not at all hidden. I don't know how to... Like, she's standing there, and she looks at you, and her gaze just connects, and she sees you looking at her, and this is that awkward moment where, like, normal people would, like, look away, but she stays looking at you. There's no smile on her face. It is just a... I guess understanding. Lilharan is going to open the door and say, "Your, or my lady, I'm..." She turns and walks away from the Lilharan, stepping into Altus's room. She's going to say, "Where did you acquire that book?"
A library, who wants to know?
Roll me a deception check.
Dusty will... Can I give him a fist?
I'm gonna hand him the book
you don't.
so that he can put it away.
Yeah, like in the bag of holding.
Yeah.
And closing that. And Dusty is also going to very quietly, while his hand's in the bag of holding, grab one of his, grab a smoke bomb.
Not a drug, I'll grab the drugs.
Alright.
That's 24 on that sleight of hand, but,
She's going to say, "Well, I'm sure you're not aware of what you're holding, but it's quite dangerous. My estate will purchase it from you for 2,000 gold."
Cool.
yeah, tempting.
Do you prefer sea coins?
Holy shit.
Oh. Can I have time to think about this? Since we seem to have an understanding of what both of us have.
You have an understanding of it?
I'm gonna do another deception check.
Go for it.
You think I can't read?
This is like one of those things where maybe you don't want to lie about knowing about the book.
No, it's just like...
She'll probably see like two
I'm just going to ask very, very quickly in Thieves' Cant, you know of the crow?
She's going to say, "I'm not a fan of the rain. I hope it doesn't return anytime soon." She did not understand your Thieves' Cant. And...
Right.
Because, you know, to her, it's just a really weird sentence about nothing.
Well, basically, like, I talked about the birds or whatever, a crow came up in it.
Yeah. And looking
It was
at...
a crow, right? Not a raven? I'm
Yes.
second thoughts now.
It was a crow.
Okay.
And she is going to say to Altus, Altus said, "What, you assume I can't read?" And she's going to say, "Well, if you could, I can assure you everyone around you would currently be dead."
Ooh.
No, just remembering what happened.
I'm a survivor.
You know, just...
I mean... I don't know if I can take 2,000 gold for that. I learned how to summon a horse from this thing. Oh,
Do you say that?
Ooh. Do I say that? I could be digging myself. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and say it. I say it. Everyone knows I got my donkey from my book.
She's going to bring her eyes, like, pinch her eyebrows together, like, and she doesn't pinch them with her hand, like, just that expression of just, what?
I am very concerned, and I don't really want to give away how much we do and do not know.
Yeah, you're just kind of coming up into our room,
this is a private room, and,
like I get the whole greater evil thing. You know, lady, look. There's tombs that have been unearthed by strangers, and the Calgarans are all out again.
How do you know about that?
We fought some of them. We've heard stuff about.
I mean, I'm not making you roll a deception check for those true statements.
Problem is that they're true.
I'm
It's not
sure
that they are
you
lies.
had very important business, not with us. Hey, kind of like looking past her to like, you have a guest. Please take her away.
I was just looking a little hard and be like, help us.
She is going to nod and say, well, of course, I'll be back to see you. I'll be back to see you very soon. She turns and steps out of the room. A little hard.
Fano all along. Sorry.
Yeah.
Like, we need like just kind of like waiting for her to leave, and as soon as she like goes away, like actually goes away, like in the other room, just leaning over at him, is like, we need to leave now. Pack your things. We're sleeping outside tonight.
She steps to Aloharan and says, I've been informed that you are diplomats from Alonagai. You shall dine in my manor tonight. I'll hold a feast for you. Darandar is circled by dark forces. And at these times, it's when both light and dark must work together. I do hope that you'll attend. I can assure your safety. She nods, and Aloharan, before Aloharan gets the chance to reply, she turns and leaves.
You see, this is why I said we shouldn't mention we're diplomats at all.
I mean, we could go to the dinner with her. That's food.
Like,
We're not going to that dinner.
my Ilderon instincts are screaming at me to run right now. So
I'm definitely feeling like that. We could have some fun at the dinner, the dining hall. It'll be great. What's the worst thing that's
us dying.
What's the worst thing that ever happened from Altus pulling the entire group somewhere?
It's like, listen. My instincts have never failed me before. We need to leave now.
I mean, we'll probably have to take that up with Roman. Yeah.
Oh. So all of a sudden now my opinion has value.
Well, you turned into group dad,
Well,
no, he's still traitor.
traitor dad.
well, as I've stated previously, I'm here to keep Lydia safe, and you two are both possibly the greatest threat
Hey, I've
Ever
saved her numerous times
in my life.
I have
And
saved
I need
her.
to continue to stress, I have fought a Shatterer and the Archblight.
Look,
You
I
still
mean,
rank.
if you brought us some proof that you weren't a traitor, then my cheat.
I
Aloharan.
got Constor Stonebreaker flat on his ass. What do you want from me?
A hug.
No. I know.
See, look at him. He's the most traitorous man alive. Can't even give a poor half man a hug.
Okay, so, since Fravia couldn't find a table, I guess she would have gone up.
Oh, I thought Fravia went up when you saw her go up. When you saw,
she did. She did. So
Yeah, Fravia was
time she-
privy to that whole conversation.
It's
Okay,
like,
so-
We all decide that we want free food and to live in a constant state of danger.
no, we leave
Hey,
tonight.
Guys, Ramon was about to say something.
Sorry.
Oh, no, I was just gonna ask, if she's already gone, back downstairs or whatever.
Oh, yes. She walks down the stairwell, her entourage leaving with her.
Okay, can I look down and make sure, they're gone?
Yeah. If you step halfway down the stairwell, lean down, the innkeeper bows to her, talking. She pays her no mind and walks straight out.
Okay, so Fravia will go back up, and while they're talking about giving Altus a hug and things like that...
Dusty's saying, we need to pack our things and go now.
Fravia will say that might be the best and worst idea.
Why?
Giving me a hug?
No,
I
be
just stare
scared
into
that
Flavia's soul.
that's just more because you're gross.
Just I will give you a hug, Altus. And several other things.
So...
Later tonight.
members of the Worship the Wills, do they normally speak, I guess, horribly about the Ascended, say stuff like their time is over?
Actually, I want to bring up while you're the symbol that she's wearing did not match anything religious that I know of, but something that reminded me of a thing I recently saw.
Where?
Does a black crow flying, like it was her sigil, except it was on her back-ish? Was it on her back or was it on
It was
her
all
back?
over her. It was on her medallion, on the shoulder, amulets of her fur, on her tabard.
Like, and I do my best to describe it because as the player, I don't actually remember.
Yeah, to you guys, it looked like just strokes of paint. So if you, I'll try and make an illustration.
They made a symbol, like Dusty starts like scrawling on the floor. They made a symbol of a crow, I swear!
I think my book gave him PTSD, guys.
No,
I swear,
I'm totally with him on this one. Because I never figured it out, but the Silver Sigil does something weird, where, like, their symbol is, like, a thing, and then you can, like, hand motion it or something, and it makes the actual sigil. Basically, you might be crazy, but I believe you.
No, it's like, okay, yeah, it was from your book, but like, no, trust me, it was the same as your symbols in the book. Like, you read the book, it was the same. I swear it was the same, and my instincts are screaming, we need to leave!
Lil Harn's gonna say, did that book break his mind?
No, I was broken long before that!
Have I ever heard of, like, a crow in terms of, like, religious symbols?
Yeah, go for, well, no, not yes, I'm saying go for a religion check.
Actually, no, can I, like, I have the book now, because it's in my bag of holding.
If we run, they're just gonna
that's
come
never
for
failing.
us. If we don't run, they're gonna come for us.
I can
That's
hide
why
from
I
anything.
Bring the fight to them.
I can
That's why
hide
said
from anything.
Running is both the best and worst option.
Yeah, Roman, birds are a symbol of, birds are a symbol of, what is that thing? What is that thing? What is that thing? Of the bridge. Yes. But yeah, a crow specifically, none that you can think of.
Actually, I'm gonna pull out the book and, like, start flipping through it. It's like, I know I saw it! I know I saw it!
I'm just gonna take the book and just like hold it to where you can't reach it.
Rip it away!
Look, I don't trust her. You know, she's impatient, she's pushy. She really lords her presence over the place, you know?
I mean, it's almost like she's
If it
a
wasn't for
noble.
the whole, you know, like, dour mistress of shadow thing, I might find that actually kind of, like, you know, alluring, but I feel more terror. I don't want to go to this feast. I'm not even sure I want to stay in this inn, but I'd rather get attacked on a bed than in the fucking woods.
I say we get killed at the dinner.
It's probably better to face their enemy headlong rather than have them after knowingly.
Think about all the innocent people at this inn that would die.
Ulharn,
She
mentioned, I think she mentioned that she was appointed to her position by Lord Walter Renapol. So while I do not trust any of this, we might need to go just to not piss him off.
Regardless, we're walking into a shitstorm.
Lil Harn's going to nod and say, well, Darndar's an important trade town, and having the local lord's favor would benefit us. But I don't think it's a crime to, I don't think it's a crime to have an ill opinion of the Four Ascended and to know about magic.
Considering where we are right now, actually.
The ones that
it's
knocked
very
it
regard
down
for it
to
that
the
throws me off.
floor was due to the quote-unquote fifth ascended, I believe, Innkeeper said. Which is where my kind of suspicion is going towards, and her whole the light and the dark have to team up to fight the
Look,
that's
she wasn't wearing any, like, wills, right?
No, not that you saw.
she's not wearing any. She didn't seem to be wearing anything associated with the wills, and judging by the disregard for that collection of books, she doesn't seem to be too fond of the Ascended, which means we're running very low on mainstream religions.
Roman, before you
wants to
continue,
go.
by the way, you are acutely aware you are being watched. Just like ever so often glancing over your shoulder, you can see Lydia is peeking out of her room, her head just making it barely around the corner. She did not beat your passive perception for a stealth check. You can continue speaking. I just want you to be aware that she is watching you.
But no,
because
here-
where
Brandon.
this conversation might be headed.
Go ahead.
But
we're running out of
Dusty is
we're
actually-
running out of like in vogue. We're running out of mainstream religions here.
But no, Dusty is actually looking through the book right now. If that
Where did you
means
even get
anything.
that book, Aldous?
Library, who wants to know?
I do. Poop Dad.
And Dusty's like,
I am
Sure.
gonna make Altus roll a deception check with disadvantage.
Time. I love this.
but no, should I make another like investigation or?
Oh, wait.
Make me an Arcana check, trying to discern the symbol.
That's not bad actually.
Right, that's with disadvantage.
It's going to be the 14 and the 27. I mean, who knows what libraries Altus has been stumbling around in.
I feel uncomfortable making that insight check because I'm pretty sure that he's lying.
Yeah.
You know what? I'll give you the insight with advantage because
Of my natural distrust.
well, not your natural distrust, but you have you have inclination that Altus is definitely running around with some band of evil mages because you are aware of Nefano and loosely his relation to wanting to kill Altus. Like,
So
if he
16
found this
second roll.
if he found this in a library, okay. But, like, you're leaning towards, like, maybe he stole it from, like, a dark cult of mages or something else. Because, like, why do so many people want him dead? You know? And that's how I feel like where the advantage, like, comes into play at. And, Altus, the reason I gave you a disadvantage is because, Roman saw you clearly trying to pawn that lie off on the other lady.
So he rolled with disadvantage, got a 14, so I did beat him.
Yeah.
No. The 14 was not the disadvantage. The 27 was the disadvantage. The 14
It
was
would-
rolled without. If you want to take it, that's fine.
Yeah, it was the 14 and the 27, because those were the first two rolls. But yeah, so Roman has a small inclination of just like, wait a second.
Look, I need to know these things because they turn into threats. Threats. Points at Lydia, who thinks she's hiding.
Hey, Lydia rolled a 21
More
on...
evil sorcerers coming out of nowhere!
We're not all evil.
I don't think you're evil, I think you're dumb!
I'm not dumb. Would someone dumb have killed 40 Terrai in one fell swoop?
Yeah, I mean, probably. You can do things that are good in dumb fashions. Anyways, look, she was very interested in that book. She seems to know more about it than you do. And given her lack of religious paraphernalia, that concerns me.
I mean, honestly, I would love to tell you something about it. But I don't know if it'll kill me if I do.
There's a lot of things. There's a
Yeah,
lot of things
fair.
that'll kill us.
Any wrong move I make, and let me emphasize this, I've already died once here, Roman. I don't plan on doing it again.
Look, so are we going into the belly of the beast, or are we going to try and outrun its teeth?
I'm ready to fight.
I vote to run.
Fravia?
Sorry. Yes.
Fravia votes yes. Are we running or are we fighting?
What?
Just
No,
yes.
no. Sorry. It's, so
Go into the
someone
death.
came in, and then I heard my name, Fravia, I'm like, huh?
Wasn't even listening.
Yeah. I guess a little Harn will sum up the conversation and say, we're trying to decide on whether or not to trust Lady Croesus.
With a name like that, no.
Oh no, I don't trust her at all, but we probably should go, just because who knows what's going to happen.
We've already fought a ballista. I mean, if we run, it's just probably
Lydia?
going to be another ballista.
Lydia is going to step into the hallway and say, I caught the tail end of her being here, but if she invited us to a feast, that must be nice.
Yeah, Lydia, food.
Or a good place to get murdered.
No murder, just food. Yum yum.
And possibly get our book stolen.
My book, but yes.
Your
So
book.
we're going to the feast, aren't we? Wait, where's Grax? Grax?
I mean,
No,
you
where
know,
you should.
Grax is in his room.
just running away. Sorry.
Try to put a sword back together. That
Oh.
Whatever, Grax will go wherever Lil Harn goes. So.
Just using his tears to like, come on, just stay.
I don't feel the urge anymore, and I miss it.
The sword is leaking mist, by the way, Taylor. It's puffing up in the into the room.
Is he huffing that?
Grax heard a big boom, and he didn't think anything was wrong because it's you guys. So he-
Just like Dusty caused something to explode again.
Well, I mean, he didn't hear other people screaming. He only heard Dusty and I scream.
It's true.
So are we going to this
and
feast
so
or
he
not?
went back to the sword.
Yes, we're going to the feast for food.
Really? Come on, no, we shouldn't. We really shouldn't. We should.
If we run, who's to say that there's not going to be another ballista?
I would prefer a ballista.
What's the worst that happens? We fight 50 guards at one time and we watch as each other are decapitated slowly, definitely with the ones we love the most in front.
Well,
I'm
so
actually really curious. Who dies first in that scenario?
yeah.
Oh, it's definitely Gelsina. She's our mascot.
All right.
Okay.
Leithy is going to speak up and say, "Wait, does Leithy know about the book?"
I mean, everyone knows about the book at this point.
Yeah.
No. Does she know the dark secret? I'm pretty
How
sure
many
you.
people know the dark secret? It's not a secret if we all know it.
I'm pretty
Raise
sure
your hand if
you
you know my dark secret.
Wait, you say that?
Sure.
I was like,
I'm-
what dark secret?
I'm pretty sure you told her when you made it half of the party patrol.
Oh yeah, and then we didn't.
And
listen,
then you
we all
guys
got
lost
attacked.
Icium.
Yeah.
She doesn't remember, but I'm going to see if Gelsina remembers. Gelsina does. You left a little Harin and Geisen out, and Lydia out of the conversation, though. So they definitely don't know.
So they're just thinking, what's he going on about dark secret?
Yeah.
What's the other one?
Gelsina's going to raise her hand. Gelsina's going to say, "Oh, yeah, it's a secret. Altus is entwined in things that we're not allowed to share, but we almost got killed crossing the border for it, but fortunately we were really good at stabbing the Death Knight. I think it was some undead knight. It was Lumigrax's brother, and there was a bunch of shadowy
Yeah.
figures.
I still have.
and-
I still have a sword in my inventory.
You fought Keffin.
I mean,
Keffin. I thought Keffin was dead.
Kevin was dead, and then he was undead, re-dead, and we killed him again. He came back.
No,
and we
I
killed
thought
him
he was
again.
extra dead.
Yeah, well now he's extra crispy.
I'll
dead.
take my Death Knight's extra dead, please.
You seem to know a bit about his death.
That's
Yeah,
a
traitor.
long, complicated story. Anyways, girls, we're gonna go buy dresses. We're going to a feast, and we all need to look nice. I need a new shirt. I assume you want the other half of the clothes you ripped.
Gelsina, who is wearing the dress as a scarf, is gonna look down and say, I guess. And
I would
Well,
like
if he does, and you might as well come with.
yeah.
I would like to go clothes shopping too.
Actually, looking at the dress scarf, it's like, would you like me to actually like clean that up a bit so it can be an actual scarf?
Yeah, Gelsina will hand it to you, and the party, that's a good spot to end for tonight. The party heads out dress shopping. Is everybody comfortable with that?
The party hits out dress shopping.
It's an OVA!
You seem to know a lot about this. Yeah, whatever.
Just like, what's
Hey,
the
I'm willing to overlook your dark secret for my dark secret.
Yeah, exactly. It's a 1-for-1.
Listen, we have a lot of dark secrets. I vote that we just don't tell each other our dark secrets.
Group C is the worst episode of The Flash.
Who has a dark, or who knows my dark secret? Gelsina just raises his hand. Did Dusty raise his hand?
No, Dusty did not raise his hand, but Dusty does know the dark secret.
Okay. Oh, that was a trap. That's called entrapment. That's illegal.
Fought a Death Knight, a Death Knight? Yeah, it's Lomagrax's brother, Kevin?
Hey,
Alright.
for some reason I still have a sword in my inventory, and I just wanted to know if that's still canon, or...
Yeah. You don't have his sword. You have the shards of it. Lumagrax broke it.
Oh, cool. I really wish your brother was still in here.
Alright, so let's see. Experience for tonight.
Like,
Oh, shit, what if it's...
You guys made it to Darndar. You decided to rest in Darndar. I'm not counting that as two separate ticks, but that triggered activate Darndar story quest.jpg or .exe. So,
This game sucks. All it is a picture.
let's see. You made
I
it.
accidentally revealed my dark secret, so it's not cool.
Wait, what's your dark secret?
Oh, I have plenty that they don't know about. But most
I don't even know how to
specifically
convene
that
correctly.
I thought I killed Grax's brother.
no, well, I mean, congratulations, that weight is now off.
Oh, also, you guys have a clue as to who one of Iman Solem's associates were. You guys met Dari Deathu.
Look at that, she'll be there too.
Showed up.
She has to die too. She's part of this whole thing.
Yeah.
We'll just genocide the castle.
You know, I
Altus!
just thought of something. If I do actually get power from your thing, does that make me one of your targets?
Altus! Progressing your personal story through Dusty's body and mind.
Oh my god! I would down this story, apparently. As Dusty has now gotten a taste for the dark arcane.
You have uncovered 2 sigils of the 5 of that circle of mages. And those were the crow and the wing. Then
Oh, I thought the crow and the wing were the same. I didn't realize they were separate.
The crow was flying
they
around.
were not. You could not see what the wing was attached to.
Probably an evil dragon. Sorry.
Yeah, who knows? Let's see. Anything else major happened tonight? Oh, I'm actually gonna give minor experience for Fravia's personal story of Fravia let somebody know, her loss in that discussion. That wasn't the NPC I planned for that to happen with, but she would have privy to all of that knowledge, and was just very able to put it together. Anything else major happened tonight?
Shazro got humiliated.
I'm
Yeah,
not
he
giving
did
you
magic.
experience for that. That's included in Altus's personal story.
Oh, but can I get extra XP for it because I'm the one that did it?
No, I will give you and Fravia inspiration definitely for this session though.
I mean, all you did
But
was
I-
kind of have a stroke and then shoot me with death lightning. Thanks. That is your MP.
And now, like, Dusty's a little more insane.
And I will give you guys
Also,
minor experience for learning the Sun Yith is rounding up cultists inside of the town.
Been there, done that, lost an entire segment of the family.
Yeah.
Also, can I get extra XP because I already have inspiration?
You can get
You get the 50 no matter what.
Yeah. Alright, so let's see. 4 times 1,500 equals 6,000 experience for tonight. An inspiration for Fravia and Dusty.
Yay!
And yes, your next session. Is everybody comfortable playing playing next week?
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
I mean, that's
Okay.
your scheduled position.
Yes.
Potentially.
Sure.
Something for me might come up on the 10th. I'm pretty sure I'll be free for it. That's when the monthly reporting's due for our grant, but I've already got all of it done, so it just depends on if, people are like, hey, can you do everything again? At the last minute. Because that's happened
Also,
before.
I think we level up
We
some more.
did!
Did we level up?